In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Hey everybody, welcome, good evening, how's it going? I went no hair product today. I also think that we're going to change up the lighting a little bit. I was watching, I was looking at the comments of the boxing streams and stuff like that and all the harsh lights in the gym and how people said, that looks way better. And I said, you know what, we could probably throw a few more ceiling lights up here for the old show, brighten it up, show off my masculine features, my color and whatnot. Why not? Welcome to the program. What a day, man. I woke up, if you listen to this morning, I woke up a bit hungover. That debate stream was a lot of fun. And I had a great time with Matt last night. But I woke up this morning, and it's one of those things where you wake up and you forgot that you drank as much as you did. And so when you wake up, you're like, why do I feel like shit? And you go, oh, that's right. It might have been the 5 shots of Fireball. That could have been the culprit. And so I woke up this morning. We did the show. It went great. I went to the gym afterwards, and I sweat my life force away. Just hangover sweats. Saunaed afterwards. And then this is the bane of my existence. And the reason I'm not getting under 220 anymore. I'm hungover. What do you like to do when you're hungover? What's that thing you like to do when you're hungover and you can't stop doing it? Thank you, Triple N. You eat. And you eat and you eat, and the salt is so good. And the fat is so good. So I went to the gym, sweat my fucking balls off, felt completely drained. You get the hangover sweats where your head feels about 4 times its size. And then I went to Slim Chickens and got myself a classic 4-piece chicken strip meal with fries. And what the hell, a side order of deep fried pickles. It's never going to happen if I keep doing like I don't like when really fat people, because like I'm about 6'4", usually about 215. It's going up to about 223 these last couple weeks. But I'm not like an obese fat fuck, but I'm I'm the walking definition of could stand to lose a few. And I hate it when like really fat people, like obese people go, I just don't understand what's going on. I don't know why I'm not losing weight. Come on, stop it. Quit lying to yourself. I can tell you why I'm not losing weight. I'm back in the gym 3-4 times a week now. Why aren't I losing weight? Because I eat like a bag of shit. I went on a big grocery trip this weekend. And on that big grocery trip, I just loaded up the house. And the house, like, 3-4 days of kids, Still, house still, full of food. And just today I looked and I went, I'm starting to get a little low on some stuff. And SP and we made a list and everything else. And I got a grocery list for Friday. And as I look at like the fact that, with the kids back in school, I've spent like no money this week. I've spent like $40-50. And the money I have spent has been like I did therapy on Tuesday, but that's just kind of a regular thing every other week. But I spent like $50, and all $50 has been KFC, Slim Chickens, Quick Trip. That's been it. It's like I'll have a little bit of toast or something in the morning, and then after the show, why don't we go to KFC? After the show, why don't we go to Slim Chickens? After the show, why don't we grab something at Quick Trip? There's no, there's no reason for it. And if you take that $50 and you figure it out over a month, that's about $200 to $250 a month. You know what that is? Those are primo fucking Polaris Club seats at a Vikings game once a month. That's what I fucking dumped this week on Slim Chickens and KFC. That bothers me to no end. That's going to half of the Vikings home games every year and sitting in the nicest club seats there. Son of a bitch. So I hate it when people go, I don't understand why I'm not losing weight. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're a big old piggy fucker. That's why. Let's go to Snowcat Tish says, SP is making the grocery list. Yeah, your dad's right. Married by Christmas. No, SP had a little work thing today, and on her way back down, she stopped over. We hung out for a while. She brought me an iced tea. And then she goes, hey, getting a little low on some stuff. And she just, she starts making a few notes. And then we're going to watch the Vikings game on Sunday, and we're going to do some things. We got a date night planned for Saturday. Ooh. And she was just making a list of stuff we need to get for our Vikings day and everything else. And, should be kind of fun. So people are saying, you're going to be married by Christmas. I'm not going to be married or engaged by Christmas. I promise you. No married or engaged by Christmas. It's just, I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good time. Can't you be happy for me that I'm happy, you fuckers? I don't know. I heard yesterday, my sources told me yesterday, Melton was still seething about my children, which, like I said, every day it's the same thing. The guy just can't help himself talking about kids. He just loves talking about kids. He might love talking about kids more than he likes talking about me. It's fucking creepy. Creepy in a way that like you're watching a man melt down in front of your eyes and he can't help himself. It's funny. But also you just go, man, I often think about this with people. I go, you had one life. And his is more than half over. The size of him, it's probably legit, he's probably, 45, 50 years old? His life is 3/4 of the way over. And this is how he spent it. He spent it hiding from Red Bar. And he spent it talking about children in a really creepy way. And it's almost over. You don't live much past 50 when you're his size. You don't see a lot of people Melton size walking around in their 60s. You just don't. So unless he drastically changes his lifestyle. This guy's 3/4 of the way through. It is really too late to change at this point. He might as well ride this into the ground. And I'm sure the stress of just being dragged by everybody is not helping him because he's always online. That's not helpful. But the old boy, I tell you what, I really wish I didn't enjoy it. I really wish I didn't. All right, a few thank yous as we start off tonight. Thank you to Michael for $10. He says, the goal. Thank you, buddy. Matthew Q with $2 over on PayPal. Says, please tell me that the video of Biden putting on a Trump hat is real. Apparently the hat was doubled over and he already put it on top of his other hat. But an interesting thing. Have a good show. I saw the Biden Trump hat thing, and what I read was that it was like to show like playful unity on Biden's part. I just thought it was like he's retarded and doesn't know what he's doing, but either way. Either way. Good evening, guys. We're going to have a great show tonight. I don't know if you knew this or not. I don't know if you caught, but last night we made a fuck ton of money, and we were able to cut into this morning and tonight. I think both goals under $200. 130 is our number right now for today. And we do have our sound drop for the goal. Here you go. So if we get it to 0... You have that to look forward to tonight when we get her down to 0. You're welcome. Let's go to Adam Simon with $1 over on YouTube. Thank you, buddy. Stephen Bravo with $2 says Fireball equals a Judith do it drinks FU. Stephen Bravo with another $2 says, I'm glad you finally changed the Windows 98 shirt. I do it for you. I do it for you. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says a Big Mac meal from McDonald's is always good after working out at the gym. No, it's not. And don't eat Big Macs. Like a Big Mac is not for human consumption. You should not be eating Big Macs, for Christ's sake. There's no reason to eat that sandwich. When I go to McDonald's, it's either a cheeseburger and a medium fry or a McDouble and a small fry, which is still not good for you. But a Big Mac, what are you, low on carbs, for fuck's sake? Stephen Bravo with another $5 says eating protein bars and pounding fireballs and not working out. No wonder you have that second chin. $2 from Royston S. Bailey says, man, that goal took me back. Well, guess what? Get us to 0 and you can hear this tonight. We're 120 away. Boys and girls, thank you very much. All right, let's get into some of the kiwi farms. Some of the somebody wrote about kiwi farms in the Rumble chat, and I got my wires crossed a little bit. Let's go in and see what you guys are talking about, and then we'll get into, we got to talk about kittens, we got to talk about ducks, we got to talk about geese. I love that that's taking off. I don't even care if it's true or not. It's just funny. And then we also have some more Tyreek Hill body cam footage. That Tyreek Hill thing, man, look, I know he was being a little bit of a cunt, like he rolled his window up and shit. He was kind of doing the toodaloo motherfucker kind of a thing. Those cops were I mean, if you saw those cops on the street and they were just in plain clothes, they weren't police officers, and they were behaving that way, you'd go, wow, what a giant fucking dickhead. Like, what a complete piece of shit that guy is. Those cops were shitty. I mean, and I'm sure, look, people, they say like, oh, they will imagine what they deal with all day. Yeah, but Tyreek Hill was not what they were dealing with. It was a guy in a fucking McLaren, first of all. You know me. I'm the last guy who plays the race card on shit. But if there's a white guy in a Beamer, they kind of see it as, this is going to be fine. But what? Because they assume he's got money, he's got something to lose, so he's not going to act like a cunt. So what about a guy in a McLaren? You got to assume he's got a buck or two. Treat him like the guy in the Beamer. I don't know. It did seem like race played a little bit of a role in it, in the Tyreek Hill thing. Not to totally let Tyreek off the hook, because, again, he was being a shitty guy. But he didn't get the treatment that's befitting of a guy just being shitty. That's all. Let's go to the chat here. I've heard park ducks are the new diet trend, says Helgi. Klopogram says SP on a Christmas stream dressed up as sexy Mrs. Santa or an elf, all for the goal. No, I don't think we're going to see her doing that. Billy Bob Norris says we become so sedentary as a society. Back in the day, you could have a gut, but because you moved around so much, it balanced out. Nowadays, not so much. Don't see a lot of people back in like the 40s and 50s with a gut, though. That was unique. Now it's just kind of normal for everyone to look pretty fat. McBuster said, talking about Melton, says that disgusting fuck can't help himself. Yeah, I don't think so. Helgi says, come on, man, get engaged on Christmas so we have a happy Hallmark film after the Ricada documentary drops. I don't think that's going to balance that out. Dr. Rondo says, I can't wait for his farms thread so I can hear about the story about Melton and Red Bar. Oh, okay. That would be interesting. I think he will get his own thread just because my thread right now is, holy shit, we may think Aaron's a silly goose, but this Melton guy is a fucking creep and a half. I was on the farms today, and they were saying that Melton's creepier than Vito. And, I mean, I think that's an easy yes. Because, like, I've spoken to Vito before. I know there's the cuties thing and all of that. I don't get involved in too much of that world. I don't know much about those guys. But, I don't know. He didn't give me PDF vibes. But, I mean, Patrick, he's way out over his skis with all that shit. Lost Chaos Synthesizer says, wearing the meme shirt, solid move. Is the Gophers a meme shirt? I don't know what that means. Buffalo Jockey says the majority of fast food isn't for human consumption, but that's about all you eat. Shh. I had soup today. And Slim Chickens. But I had some jelly toast. Then there was the Slim Chickens. Then I had some soup. It's not bad, right? Cheeseburger Pie says McDonald's smells the same going in as it does going out. Fuck that. Yeah, you guys, cheese. Cheese is all about being healthy. So if cheese gives you, taking health advice from cheese is like taking relationship advice from me, okay? Taste Fairy Ialto says, Hill better not get suspended. I need him for my fantasy team. This is the second year in a row I haven't had a fantasy football team, and I have to tell you, I like it better. I like being able to just watch the games. And, I'm not sitting there going, oh, they better hand it off here. Or like when they're down by 20, it's like, you can still run the ball. I like being able to just watch the games. Honky says Haitians think that the children's toy with the animal sounds is on the menu. Helgi says, if you shit it out 30 minutes after eating it, are you really getting all those carbs? Might actually be good for you. That sounds like an American Diet Coke if I've ever heard one. Triple N says the fact they didn't recognize the star receivers of the city's NFL team in a supercar is strange. That fucked me up a little bit too. If you're a cop in Miami and you don't know what Tyreek Hill looks like, you're a fucking dunce. You should know who Tyreek Hill is if you're a cop in Miami. God, we've got gay cops now. Like, it used to be cops would recognize their football team star receiver before they recognize one of their children. Now you got the guy with hand tattoos. Oh man, I don't watch sports ball. Really? What do? I go to the gym, bro, and then I get tats. Ugh. I wish Tyreek Hill would have slammed that fucking Batwing door on your hand. I hated that guy. That thug with the tattoo hands. People keep wanting to like fight the stereotype of tattoo people. Fuck you, dude. You draw that much on your body, something's wrong with you. Look, if you want to get a little one somewhere, you want to commemorate a dead relative or something like that. But if you just incessantly keep drawing on yourself and keep just polluting up your body with ink, you're filling a hole somewhere. Stop it. Like there's something going on upstairs. And I'm not even saying you're a bad person for doing it. I just don't like this idea with people with shitloads of tattoos who are like, what? I'm just like everybody else. Yeah, but you're not. That was the whole point of getting the tattoos. That cop with the tattoos, I see him as more the rule than the exception of guys like that. Lost Chaos Synthesizer says, or like taking broadcasting advice from Aaron. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a sec. Rusty Grammar says, cheese hits all of the food pyramid. Whiskey, meat, vodka. What are you going to do? Have a salad, gay F word? Cheese says, I don't know what Tyreek Hill looks like, but I also mow Aaron's lawn. So would you come over in the next couple of days? Helgi says, with that many tats, you eventually turn into MGK and Sean Strickland will beat the fuck out of you. That's true, too. He will. He'll kick your fucking ass. And, yeah, you don't want to end up like Machine Gun Kelly, where he's like, no, I just made everything all black. But I left little windows in here. Wow, that's fucking deep, bro. Holy shit. Really? So like the gaps in the blood, those are like windows to the old you? Oh man, you never could have remembered that without painting your whole body black, you fucking mental patient. What I'm trying to say is tattoos are gay. Anyway, moving on with the program. Anna Kasparian with $2 New Zealand. You know, I'm sure it's the real Anna Kasparian. Why is she using New Zealand currency? She says, you look hot AF today, babe. Do you know how bad I wish that was really Anna Kasparian? And she really thought that I just looked adorable. Anna Kasparian, her following Kiwi Farms and all this other drama and shit, and like Anna Kasparian knowing who we are is just fucking sick. The world has gone to shit. Even Anna is just poisoned by all this toxicity. Somebody tweeted her today and said, did you hear the latest gossip about Steel Toe? She tweeted about the debates. And they went, did you hear the latest about Steel Toe? And she's like, don't, what was it? Don't distract me. And then he was like, his co-host broke up with his girlfriend and Aaron's making it content on his show. It's just like, God, you guys need to seethe more. Like these guys, every step, everything that happens on the show, they've got to get angry about it. Could you imagine tattling to Anna Kasparian because Johnny broke up with his girlfriend? Like, what a loser. I don't think you can get gayer than that. I got to go to this person I'll never meet so I can tell him about Johnny's girlfriend. Anna Kasparian is not watching this shit for Johnny's girlfriend. She's watching to see us all fuck up more. That's what, she's not watching Steel Toe because she's like, oh, I want to hear Aaron's hot takes on what's going on. I want to watch him get hammered on Fireball and sing Post Malone. No, she's watching because she's like, I want to see if I get to watch him die. Like that's Anna Kasparian does not give a fuck about my life. Anna Kasparian just wants to see how many yucks she can get out of it. And I respect it 100%. But like to go on Twitter and like, I hate Aaron so much. Do you see what he did with Johnny's breakup? He made it a segment on his show. Anna. It's just like, dude, have a little bit of dignity. And that's coming from me. McBuster says, hopefully Anna Kasparian finds out about Melton. She will vilify him. Probably make a voodoo doll of the fat fuck. That's a big-ass doll. With little skinny arms and legs. Just make it a giant marshmallow. Rusty Grammar says, no ink here, but if I was Aaron, I would get one way and exit only inked on each ass cheek just for fun. We already know he isn't a criminal. Thank you. Triple N says, nah, the left typically don't go after pedos. Oh, man. Well, thank you, guys. And thank you, Anna, for the $2 over on YouTube. I appreciate that. All right, guys. Like we said, 120 is the number tonight. Thank you so much for being so supportive last night and this morning. I do appreciate it. And again, if you guys just want to knock that out throughout the night and we won't even talk about it, just like this morning, could be done. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. It's all linked in the chat. Click it. Everybody throw in. We'll knock that out tonight. It's the second to the last goal of the week. Tomorrow's the last one. Thanks, guys. Wild Saffron says Anna Kasparian is laughing because she has to sit next to another non-practicing lawyer every day, and he smells like bacon grease. Oh, Anna. Poor chink. Buffalo Jockey says, why do you pay attention to social media drama after the show? I don't, but I do come down here to prep before the show, and I do have to go on Twitter to do some of my show prep, and, you know, I got ears, Hank. I hear things. How do I fuck up? Of all things, how do I fuck up a Scarface line? For God's sake. All right, guys. Let's get into it. The first thing we've got tonight is this Tyreek Hill, more body cam footage. And it's more of the same. It's just more of these cops just being such cunts. And, you know, I'm the kind of guy who I see some kind of like showdown with cops and some kind of, you know, shit going on. And I go, you know, the guy was probably being a dick. Let's see all the footage. And then when the footage all comes out, I usually go, okay, this makes a lot more sense. with the Tyreek Hill thing, this just went from 0 to 100 so quick, and these cops acted like such fucking street thugs that it kind of overshadows the what's the word? The defiance of Tyreek Hill. Like, the insubordination of Tyreek Hill was outweighed by the cuntiness of the police officers. We've got another clip here. This is, I believe, the cop talking to Tyreek's friend, I think is the clip we have here. Remember the guy who was calling Drew Rosenhaus? And then they said, show me your fucking ID. And like getting in the guy's face and just like, give me your fucking ID. It's like, dude, unnecessary. It's unnecessary. Let's check it out.
Hey, I'm not going to tell you to leave. I'm going to give you one more time. If you don't leave, I'm going to take you to listen. If you listen to me,
get in your car and leave.
Listen,
avoid this.
Listen,
get in your car and leave.
I'm giving you an order. One more time.
Get in your car and leave.
One more time. I'm giving you an order to get out of here. Hey, turn me down right here.
And he goes and just puts his hands on the guy. The guy's walking away, and this fucking thug piece of shit cop just walks up to him and puts his hands on him. These guys are they're unnecessarily just dicks in this traffic stop. And now they're handcuffed. You're allowed to pull over and watch what's going on. That's not against the law. Oh, cop, well, we told you to leave. Fuck you, you told me to leave. I don't have to leave. The cops think that some cops think they have this power where they can just say something, and if you go, no, I'm good, I'm not doing anything wrong, I know my rights, I'm okay here, that they can just take you down. That like somehow not doing exactly what the cop says is somehow illegal. Now, if you're Tyreek Hill, you've been pulled over, you were speeding, reckless driving, you got to play the game. You got to go through the rigmarole of the whole deal. But if you pull over and you go, I'm going to keep an eye on this, I'm going to watch this on the sidewalk, and the cop goes, get the fuck out of here. You go, I don't have to. I haven't done anything wrong. You can't pull me over. I'm not being detained. I don't even consider that. Like, sometimes people are not doing anything wrong, but they're still being difficult, and that's frustrating. I don't even consider that being difficult. That's just a guy who goes, I want to see how this shakes out. I want to see how this goes down. And the cop going, get the fuck out of here. And he doesn't get the fuck out of there fast enough. So he goes, I'm putting you in cuffs. Suck my dick.
Nope, too late. I told you.
We told you multiple times.
I'll move the car. I got you.
Move the car, sir, please. Please move the car.
The car has to hang out for a minute now. He's okay.
Yeah, he was right. Hey, what's the reference?
Huh?
What's the reference? Record.
Yeah, careless because you were speeding too fast.
Look at all those cops. And do you know what the speed was? All those officers, he was doing 60 and a 40. 60 and a 40, and we need that many cops? Dude, slow day in Miami? Christ. It's just, I mean, I don't necessarily want to be on Tyreek Hill. I really don't want to be on anyone's side in this whole thing. But the cops were 100% fucking dicks. And like Triple N said earlier in the chat, how do these guys not know who Tyreek Hill is? If I'm a cop and I pull over Justin Jefferson or I pull over Sam Darnold or whatever, I know immediately who they are. And honestly, if I'm a cop, I'm like, yo, can you sign this for me? Thank you. Have a great night. Take it. I mean, unless they're fucking hammered, you can't let them, back out on the road drunk. Like, if he's speeding, I don't even think that's a crooked cop thing. I would totally let a superstar athlete go for speeding if he signed some shit for me. Why not? If I was a cop in Minneapolis, I'd just keep Justin Jefferson. Well, you know what? I'd keep Jordan Addison shit on me because you're going to run into him. And then just have him sign it and let him go. I don't like body cams for that reason. I like light corruption. I think it keeps the cops happy, and I think it keeps things, peppy and friendly between them and the public. You know, what's wrong with a little light corruption? What's wrong with a little, I thought we could take care of this right here in Brainerd type of a thing? You know, slip him a couple $100 and he lets you go on a, expired tabs or something. Why not? If you got a body cam, you can't do that. Couple extra hundo in that cop's pocket, and he just tells the guy, hey, get new tabs. Sounds great. That guy doesn't have to go pay the ticket, the fine for more tabs. Cop takes an extra $200 home to his family. Cool. We don't need a fucking body cam documenting that. I guess what I'm saying tonight is I am pro light, friendly corruption in the police force. I feel like when they were able to do that, the relationship between the public and the police was better and the crime rate was lower. Because now since they've been wearing body cams, shit's gone bananas. You know, people are acting a fool, as the kids say. Let them take the body cams off, you know? Let them crack a guy in the head once in a while. You know, the ones that deserve it. And then when it's a guy who's like, hey, I really can't get another ticket on my record. What do you think? 200, 300? Will that clear this up? You're like, yeah, you know what? Sure. Thanks, buddy. It's going to be a good Christmas for my kid. He wanted a PS5. I appreciate that. That's really nice. And then, autographs from athletes. You're going to learn with me. Corruption doesn't bother me that much, as long as it's light corruption. Cheeseburger Pie with $5 says, just so you can fuck off. Wow. That is aggressive, my man. But thank you. I appreciate the 5. Some people calling this police officer Queefy Gonzalez. It's not. It seems like you're almost going out of your way to insult the poor man. Atomic Ray says, think of corruption as cocaine. What, it can ruin your marriage? Holy shit. I thought with cops that was the domestic violence. Los Tejas Synthesizer says, bribe the police. Got it. Yeah, right, exactly. Bribe the police. Who gets hurt? I'm asking you. Who gets hurt if you let rich guys give cops a few $100 to let them go on a speeding ticket? Like, DUI is non-negotiable. You got to get the drunks off the road. But, little couple C notes here and there. I don't think of it as that bad. JJ18 is the only hope of Minnesota not looking like a total failure of a state, says Rusty Grammer. Jesus, are we that bad? Rusty Grammer says, if I was a cop, Justin Jefferson could be smoking whatever, fucking a chick in the driver's seat with the vehicle set to autopilot. I ain't citing that. No way. Did we need the N-word in that one? McBuster says they just wanted to get selfies with a McLaren. That could be it, too. Nice car. Dead Game says he deserved to get stomped out for showing his black ass. Jesus Christ, man. He was a block away from Hard Rock Stadium. 09 Canyon says the poor people who get speeding tickets they can't afford. Well, I mean, in the words of Anna Delvey, why are you so poor? Thank you, Eccentric Sea Wizard, for becoming a steel toe bro. Appreciated. 110 away from tonight. So, yeah, I'm going to go with no suspension for Tyreek Hill. And then I'm going to go with, he wants the police officers and that whole thing fired. I don't think they should be fired. I really don't think the Miami police force has much for non-gangster type cops. So I keep them on the force, whatever. That just seems like who Miami-Dade County is. So I think whatever you remove, you're not going to replace it with anything better. So leave them on the job. Everybody, you go this way, they go that way. Everybody keeps their gig. Everybody's happy. Skeezy Whitefish says your worship of quasi-celebrities is pathetic. Is it, though? So I just want to let people go for shit and not get tickets. If you got a couple $100 in your pocket, I'm talking about you too. You can bribe a cop. In Aaron's America, you too can bribe a cop for minor traffic offenses. Skeezy says we already have enough of a classist judicial system. That's true. That's pretty accurate. I'll give you that one. They do get, there is a huge classist problem in the judicial system. But, I mean, Look, I'm just talking about bribing your way out of a couple speeding tickets. I don't think a cop can find you with a dead body in the trunk and then, you're like, hey, how about a crisp Hyundai? You still got to take him in for that. Thank you to I Taste My Own Pre-Cum. He gives us $20 over on PayPal and says, Happy 9/11. I don't think we're supposed to say Happy 9/11. I think it's like remember or like, never forget 9/11. I don't think we're supposed to. Are we supposed to Happy 9/11? I don't think so. $90 away either way. And remember, that means we are $90 away from our goal sound drop. I have an idea. I have an even better idea. We got to use the scroll for this one. Here, this is what we're going to do if we knock it out tonight. Ready? Okay. And go. Uh-oh. I fucked up. Oh, no.
Mi hijo recibió sus primeros
I fucked it up. All right. I gotta go in and make a quick edit. There we go. So when we knock it out tonight, that'll be we'll have a sound drop and a scroll. Look at the production quality in Steel Toe picking up to 2010. Eagle of America says, Happy Arab Aviation Day. No. Los Federales says, how about Happy Inside Job Day? Las Tejas Synthesizer says, Happy 9/11. Happy Patriot Act, you fucking marks. See, now that's the one I agree with. Las Tejas Synthesizer says, I can't believe the news called this a show. Los Federales says, Aaron blew the CGI budget.
Okay, faggot, what's next?
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. All right, moving on from the Tyreek Hill thing is the Kittens and the Geese and the Ducks. This is by far my favorite part of the election so far. Is just the rumor that Haitians are eating cats and ducks and geese and all of this. I love it. I know that everybody's got their panties in a wad over it, and everybody's sitting going, oh, this is terrible. Has it been debunked? Is it true? Is it not true? I don't like that Democrats keep saying the city government there has debunked it. No, they haven't. The city government said they haven't seen it. Meanwhile, you got a shitload of people at city council meetings and talking to the media who are saying, oh, yeah, you got a picture of a Haitian carrying fucking dead geese around the neighborhood. I don't really give a shit if it's true or untrue. I just find the story itself funny. Like, you got people in Ohio going, like, oh, yeah, I saw a guy open a van door and there were 100 cats in there and they were taking them to eat them. I'm just like, the fuck? Is that, like, because either way it's funny. Either it's true and they're just eating cats, or that guy just pulled that out of his ass for no reason other than he hates Haitians so much that he's like, I'm just going to tell people I saw Haitians with 100 cats in a van. They're going to eat them. Either way, that's funny to me. Because, like, here in St. Cloud, we went through the same thing when the Somalis first got here. Now, people don't really give a shit about Somalis in St. Cloud anymore because it's like any immigrant group. They've been here for like 20, 25 years. And now they've had kids and kids have had kids. And they're, shit's pretty Americanized at this point. But I remember when they first got here till about 2015, 2016 or so. You would hear people from St. Cloud. They would be like, yeah, there was a Walmart checkout girl. She was a Somali and she wouldn't check someone out because they had bacon. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. But like everybody would tell that story. Like they were like the bus driver in Billy Madison. They were like, yeah, a guy I know, he went to the Walmart checkout and she wouldn't check out his bacon. Woohoo! You're like, no, he didn't. I'm like, no. But you can imagine what it would be like if they did. Or like the other one where the rumor that they were just taking shits in the middle of Walmart. That was another rumor. And look, I'm not saying that nobody of Somali descent ever took a shit in the aisles of Walmart. I'm sure many people have taken a shit in the aisles of Walmart. It's part of the Walmart experience. But April's parents' hobby farm. Could you call back in a second? Guess what I have to do? That's right. Hook it up to the board. Let's get that done. So, like, with this, they're eating the cats and they're eating the ducks and they're eating, all this, that, and the other thing. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's a real thing. But it's fucking hilarious. Dr. Rondo says that rumor is true. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Either way, fucking wild stories you get to hear from people. So now the media is all over the Haitians eating ducks and eating geese, and they're either trying to run protection for Haitians and just trying to reject it out of hand. My opinion is, what's the harm in just checking it out? Like J.D. Vance was talking to a reporter, and he said the same thing. He's like, you guys are just rejecting this out of hand and just taking the government's word for it. What would hurt if you guys went down there and investigated what's going on with Haitian migrants? I wouldn't doubt that Haitian refugees see ducks and geese and cats out there. They come from a starving third world nation. I don't think it's too far-fetched to think they wouldn't go, oh, you can just grab these in America. They're there for the taking. I'm sure they think that America's just some land of plenty where you can just do whatever you want. And they're like, oh, there's a duck, there's a goose. And like, maybe the Haitian idea of America is the best version of America. Like, we always bitch about government interference. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if you could just go snap a goose's neck and have dinner? Not the worst thing in the world. It's on your land, right? But the media is just so obsessed with making this thing go away that they're just going, no, it's not true. No, it's debunked. And it's like, well, the people who are there are saying it's happening. I don't know. I haven't been to Springfield, Ohio. But I do know that people the people who live there are really, really worked up about this. And I have a hard time believing that they would get themselves, this amped up and crazy about the dogs and the geese and the ducks and everything without reason. So we're going to check out a couple of stories here. We're going to see a couple of interviews, and we're going to dive deeper into the ducks and geese thing. But first,
Awesome.
Donald Trump.
Oh, Donald Trump is calling in. Wow. Hello, Donald. Just amazing that you're listening to the program tonight and calling in. What can we do for you, sir?
Aaron, great to talk to you. I love your show. I listen to it every day and every night.
Thank you, Donald.
It's what I listened to after the debate. I wanted the real coverage.
Thank you.
But they are eating the dogs. They're killing big, beautiful dogs, and they're eating them.
Oh, wow!
Like dogs. They're like how I killed that reghead, Azabu Mahafi.
I don't, sir. I don't think we say reg, but
like him. He was a dog. He died like a dog, and they're killing him. They're killing the dogs.
Oh, you're talking about Abu al-Baghdadi.
Yes. Who cares? Who remembers his name?
Right. So,
but
okay.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're killing the geese. That is a federal offense. They're a federally protected species. They're doing it. They're doing it.
All right. Well, thank you, sir.
I just wanted to get that clear. On the debate last night, the moderators were kind of interrupting me, and they didn't let me finish my speech.
They were. That's true. They were being very rude, I thought, sir.
Yes.
All right.
I will. Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank
Have a
you, Donald.
great night. Have a great show. Meet the goal.
Hey, oh, look at that. Donald Trump wants us to meet the goal. Thank you very much, Donald. Well, we're only $90 away. So if you want to listen to Donald and do what he says, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, gifted members. We asked for 20 gifted memberships today. We got over 20 new memberships today. That's awesome. How about 10 memberships tonight? Can we get 10? Either people becoming new members or people gifting memberships. That would be great. Let's go to the text line before we delve into the geese and the ducks. One person says there were definitely muzzy Somalians who refused to serve or check someone buying pork, especially if they had to touch it. I never saw it. Another person writing in, geez, it's not like they pulled over Aaron Hernandez. All right, what do we have this time?
It's just cheese.
To accept.
Hello, Cheese. What's going on, buddy?
I just wanted to make sure that you know that you're a hack and you'll never meet the goal. You have a reason that you could fix this problem?
What's that?
That you're a hack.
No, I was wondering what your solution was.
Oh, no, I didn't call in for a solution. I just wanted to call you a hack.
Oh, you just want to call me a hack. You know, Cheese, I have terrible news for you. You have wasted years of your life following, loving, and supporting a hack. Chevmatic with $2 says, Aaron, show me them tits fart. That fucking tits fart is not going away. It's not going away. God damn, that was legendary. That's one thing that I'm glad didn't happen at my first hearing, you know? Like, 'cause I think one of those first hearings, somebody got told to K themselves. And then, of course, April's hearing, it was show us how them tits fart. I got nothing. I got, nothing but, respect and kindness and silence. I appreciate that. Very nice. Thank you, Chevmatic. Appreciate it, sir. And thank you, Cheese. Cheese, you got to stop being like a weirdo, and you just got to come clean, buddy. And you just got to say, Aaron, I love you. I always have. And this is my favorite show of all time. It's all you got to do, buddy. I know it's difficult. I know you've had a rough road. But honesty is the only thing that's going to set you free. All right, let's get into the this Arizona story. They've apparently started putting up billboards around the area trying to protect people's pets from Haitian migrants. Let's go ahead and put this up.
Migrants here for a second, because one of the most talked about periods of this debate was when the former president made a claim that immigrants in Springfield, Ohio were eating pet dogs and cats. Our Verify team confirmed earlier tonight that claim is not true. The city of Springfield and
now wait a minute. Our team checked it out and why are they so scared of this possibly being a thing ever? Why are they so afraid of this? Like, they keep saying shit that's patently not true. They're like, we've looked into it and it's been proven false. No, it hasn't. Nobody has proven it false. If anything, there's 911 calls, there's photos. But I have to ask, and this is what the media does with all this shit. Who fucking cares if it's true or not? It's silly shit. You guys are sitting there running protection on this ducks and dogs and cats and geese thing as if you've got something invested in it. Like, okay, they're Haitians from the third world and one of the poorest, most miserable countries on the planet. There's going to be shit they do that's really fucked up to us. It's going to be a learning curve. Stop pretending that all these migrants you're bringing here are just well-adjusted, assimilating on day one people. They're not, and that's okay. That's every fucking group. The Irish were a fucking nightmare to deal with. Gangs of New York is a documentary. Somalis took a long time to fucking grasp how we did things over here. You can't bring people from a dirt, piss poor shithole and expect them to be model Americans day one. They're going to do goofy shit. They're going to piss and shit in weird places. They're going to eat weird foods. They're going to do things that are outside of our cultural norms. We got to corral that and make sure they know, look, this is how we do things here. You know, make it the melting pot. But the media just gets so, someone says, hey, man, these migrants are moving into my community and they're doing this weird fucking thing. And the media goes, no, they're not. We've looked into it and they haven't. And then the people living there go, no, I've literally seen it. They're doing it. No, we looked into it and it's not true. It's like, why are you throwing a fucking tantrum over this? All right, Cheese, we'll give you one more shot. Your first call was not the greatest, but let's see if you've improved your chops here. Cheese, what's up?
Oh, sorry. I was supposed to call in and confess my love to you, Aaron.
I appreciate that, buddy. Look at that. Cheese confessing his love for Steel Toe. Fantastic. Cheese, now you can stop fucking around with weirdo child-obsessed people, because it's not a good look for you, buddy. All right, off we go. Arizona the Arizona 12 NBC News outlet trying to let you know that don't worry, nobody's eating cats.
And cats. Our verified team confirmed earlier tonight that claim is not true.
How did your team confirm that? How? Were you there? Did you go on the ground? Did you look around and you never saw any of it? Or did you talk to people who agreed with you and they confirmed what you wanted to believe and you went, okay, sounds good?
The city of Springfield and its police department saying there is no credible evidence to support that's happening. However, Arizona's Republican Party did lean into that claim.
No credible evidence to support that that's happening. What do you mean? Like in a court of law, they can't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt type of thing? Like out of 12 jurors, one of them might say no? I mean, just the way they wiggle words and the way they manipulate things to make it theirs, it's fucking gross.
Party posted on social media that they posted 12 billboards. You may have seen one of these. I know I did on my drive-in today across the Phoenix.
Eat less kittens, vote Republican. That's great. Let's get down to the brass tacks. Let's get down to the real debate. Let's get down to what we should be talking about. We shouldn't be bringing Haitian refugees here. They don't add anything to America. I only want migrants coming here who add something to America. Indian doctors, hey, as many as you got, bring them on over. Sounds great to me. They're the best. Mexicans come over here, they bust their fucking ass. Latinos come over here, bust their they get it. They adjust pretty well. There is nothing America gains by making Haiti's problems our problems. It's not necessary. Can't check the background of somebody who wants to come into this country? Well, then they ain't getting in. What if you're a gangster? What if you're a criminal? I'm sorry, but it's not a crime for America to look out for itself. We've got a shitty media and a shitty politic that says that somehow if we do things that look out for us, we're being mean. Hey, we can't verify you are who you are. You might be a gangster or a criminal where you come from. You might be an upstanding citizen. You might be great. But you can't come in here if we don't know who you are. I mean, if you can't buy a case of beer if you leave your ID at home, you can't come across the border if we can't figure out who the fuck you are and what you've been up to. Sorry. Same thing with Haitian refugees. Not necessary. Not our responsibility to fix Haiti's problems. They can fix it. So this idea that like, oh, are they eating kittens? Are they eating geese? Are they eating ducks? That's just all a distraction from the main debate, which is why are we doing this other than the Democrats are worried that people who already live here aren't going to buy their bullshit for much longer, so they have to replace. Yes, replacement. They have to replace all those people because the longer people stay in America, the less they want to vote Democrat. So you've got to bring in, yes, poor people. Yes, uneducated people. Yes, people who will just swallow your bullshit, not ask questions, and cast a vote for you. Is it just a coincidence that you guys bring in tens of thousands of Haitians and you dump them all right in a small town in a red state? And then after that, you try and get laws passed that make it easier to become a citizen or easier to vote? I mean, maybe people are that stupid that they don't put two and two together, but it's not difficult to figure out.
Phoenix metro area, they all say eat less kittens. using branding that looks like the Chick-fil-A that usually says, eat less chicken. So we reached out to Chick-fil-A.
Now, wait a minute. Now, I know you're a bleeding heart liberal on NBC News in Arizona, but let me ask you a question. Do you not support that message? Forget the vote Republican part. Would you say we should be eating less kittens? Now, I know if I had this guy on the show, he'd be like, well, we can't find evidence that... Blah, 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 blah. If one kitten has been eaten this year, would you wish it was 0? And hopefully he would be honest and he would say, yes, I think we should eat less kittens. Well, then great. Let's all support that message. Eat less kittens. It doesn't say Haitians eat less kittens. Everybody. Let's hold everybody to that. Everybody, however many kittens you ate this year, I want you to stop right now. And then next year, I want you to eat at least one less kitten than that in 2025. Can we all agree to that? Good.
They say they did not give their permission for this styling to be used.
Oh, really? You mean Chick-fil-A? Chick-fil-A didn't endorse the fucking shitting on Haitian migrants billboard? I'm surprised. Color me utterly shocked that Chick-fil-A didn't want anything to do with the shitting on Haitians deal. Oh, boy. I love it. Oh, God damn. Buffalo Jockey says, you're correct. The migrants eating dogs, cats, ducks is funny internet shit, but 80% of people have no idea about weird internet shit. So to them, Trump talking about shit like this makes him look nutty. Yeah. Maybe. That might be the case. That, a lot of people just you're saying like a lot of people just listen to mainstream news and they go, "Oh, it must be a crazy conspiracy theory." Maybe. Yeah, I'm sure this shit does work on a lot of people. All you can eat Negro says the spelling also makes it funny. I mean, a lot of things make the eat less kittens thing funny, but I love that the media has to come out against the message that we should all be eating less kittens. I believe it's a good message. 09 Canyon says you can't drop thousands of refugees into a town that doesn't have the infrastructure to support the influx of people, especially when they do nothing to help them integrate. Right. Democrats just hand them free money and say, here you go. And then they give landlords more money to house migrants than the landlords. I mean, think about it. Collecting rent every first of the month from people who are on a fixed income versus the government just giving you a voucher to house people. I mean, that the check's going to clear every first of the month. If you're a landlord, why wouldn't you take that deal? And by the way, not shitting on Haitians either. If you come from fucking Haiti and you don't take a free ride in a fancy car in America, you're a fucking idiot. You should take that deal. And that's what kind of bothers me about Republicans, like the people who live in Springfield, is I worry that a lot of them are going to get pissed at the Haitians. And they're going to be like, fucking Haitians. Because I saw it happen in St. Cloud with Somalis. St. Cloud people are fucking Somalis, blah, blah, blah. Stop it. Stop hating the powerless people who had nothing to do with it. Hate the fucking people in charge who keep bending you over and fucking you in the ass. They want you to hate the Haitians. They want you to hate the Somalis because they don't want you to look at them and realize, oh, you're the ones who orchestrated this whole fucking thing. They're fine. I don't mind them. They're just doing what's best for them and their family. You're the motherfuckers who keep doing this. It makes no sense. There's no point in hating Haitians. There's no point in hating Somalis because it doesn't do anything to fix the problem, which is the people in charge doing this shit on purpose and counting on you hating each other rather than calling them out on their bullshit. That's what I would like to see. McBuster says, I want Chick-fil-A meme girl to be careful around Springfield with those duck lips. Oh, man. Helgi says, I can't wait for when the St. Cloud Somalis and the Ohio Haitians face off in Animal Release and Catch League. I got a few on my fantasy roster. Cocktiff says, everyone in Springfield is in the welfare system already. This won't work. The blacks will handle this their way. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Los Federales says, is St. Cloud like Shelbyville in The Simpsons? St. Cloud is, I'll be honest with you, St. Cloud is pretty chill. I mean, it's like any other city, you know, there's parts that are a little rougher than others, but it's pretty chill. I mean, economically, I don't think it is what it was like 20 years ago. The college has lost a shitload of enrollment, and a lot of the businesses that used to be open when I was a kid have closed down and nothing's taken their place. And there are considerable chunks of like whole strip malls that have been taken over by just halal food stores and Somali businesses, where the Somali community just goes and fills the parking lot every day and they just go chill. Good, bad, right, or wrong, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like St. Cloud's different than it was. Because like my parents grew up here and I went to my grandma's house a lot. I grew up in the north suburbs of Minneapolis and St. Paul. But I would come up here every weekend. And it's way different. Like my grandmother lived on Wilson Avenue, and you go to the east side of St. Cloud, man. You go to Little Duke's, you grab some snacks, you bike around. There's a fucking Dutch-made bakery there. There's the Ace Bar and Grill. There's, you know, the, what's the little sandwich shop? Oh, God, the little sandwich shop that was right there on the east side on St. Germain. Motherfucker, what was that called? Anyway, you'd have all these different places you could go to. Now all that shit's gone. Even the gas station, gone. All the businesses gone. There's a pawn shop and there's Boudreaux's. And then there's a couple Somali businesses. That's essentially it. And in the last 20 years, it's definitely taken a shit. That's for sure. If you're a local, what was the name of that little sandwich place? Not Alibaba's sandwich store. That is not what it was called. What the fuck? What was the name of that goddamn place? It wasn't a Subway. It was just this little shoebox building. And I think they made sandwiches. Maybe I'm wrong. This could have all been a fever dream. Cheeseburger Pie says their east side is actually opening a lot of business. We'll see. Yeah, they've been talking about that forever, but they've opened a distillery. And I don't even know how that place is doing. I'm not sure. Skeezy Whitefish says, I've always wanted to check out some of those halal grocery stores, but I'm too chicken. Check it out. I haven't checked it out either, but I would. No, not Taco Sean's. Taco Chon's. That's not what it... God damn, man. Now I'm feeling like I'm too old. Milton's BMI with $5 says, was that the real Donald Trump? I know, right? It sounded exactly like him. DS with $1.99 says, what the fuck, brother? What did I just walk into? You walked into a Steel Toe show. Who knows what the fuck we're going to talk about day to day? Thank you for the $1.99. Larry from the bar with $5 says, can I just be drunk the next 4 years? We're screwed. I do have a weird feeling that Trump ain't winning. I do get that same kind of feeling that you do. Not that I think Trump is the be-all, end-all savior, but he's better than Kamala Harris. And by the way, I'm totally biting on that in-ear headphone conspiracy theory. Those headphones and her earrings do look way too much alike for them not to be some kind of audio feeding system. Because she was a lot sharper than she usually is. Maybe it was just crazy good debate preparation. That could be it. And she had her talking points and she stuck to them. But we've all watched her speak before. She sounds like a fucking wine mom. And she didn't sound like that yesterday. So, I don't know. I'm willing to buy the in-ear headphone conspiracy theory because they do look pretty similar. And she did sound a lot more coherent than she usually does. Boy, I bet you they wish they could have given old Biden those earrings. Right? $80 away from tonight. Oh, God, it's only 8 o'clock. We got another hour left. $80 away. Great job, guys. Keep throwing in. We appreciate it. You've been very generous this week. I hope Cheese is okay, by the way, because his boy is really going through it. Just getting hammered about this kid shit. He's fucking failing in front of me. He's flailing like crazy. I hope Cheese is okay, because I knew from day one that Cheese was backing the wrong horse. But I feel bad because I think he got sold a bill of goods and he got lied to and he kind of got tricked. But, you know, it's not Cheese's fault because Melton lies a lot. about just about everything, and I don't think he knew that. And now he's finding out the hard way, and it's got to be difficult for him. But just letting you know, Cheese, you're welcome back to being super fan any day of the week. Any day of the week you can be super fan, buddy. Even though you have to come back here as a refugee because your boy's a fucking creep, I still love you, bud. I forgive you your sins. It's okay. It's okay. Even RFK Jr. is saying that Trump lost the debate last night. Yikes. What a fucking ally old RFK Jr. is. RFK Jr. 2 weeks ago, we thought he was handing Trump the election. And then Trump, and by the way, I don't think Trump had a great debate last night. I was saying it while I was pounding fireball shots, that Trump kept doing this thing where he kept defending his ego rather than talking about the issues. Trump would go like, my rallies are really well attended. The rallies are great. People don't leave in boredom. They're actually the best rallies there have ever been. They keep getting better, and they're big. Nobody goes to her rallies. And it's like, fuck, Don, she's trying to distract you with that shit. She knows she can attack your ego because then you'll defend it. And then we won't talk about the issues that you want to talk about because she doesn't want to talk about the issues because she's been in charge the last 4 years. She doesn't want to talk about the border. She fucked that up. That was her job. They don't want to talk about the economy. Inflation's a bitch. Did you hear her big economic idea last night? We're going to give $50,000 to new business. Great. Everybody who makes a fucking friendship bracelet business that's going to go under and probably shouldn't have been made in the first place is going to get a quick $50,000, go belly up, and the taxpayers will have funded it. It's a fucking terrible idea. And like Matt said yesterday, I'm sure there's going to be some kind of like loophole or some kind of standard in there that, you know, you got to fit certain DEI requirements in order to get the grant. And I'm sure it's a terrible idea. It really is a dog shit plan. If you can even call it a plan. But RFK Jr. went on TV today and he kind of, I don't want to say he shit talked Donald Trump, but he definitely kind of laid down for the assumption that Trump lost last night. Let's go ahead and check this out. Give it a look-see.
You're a pretty smooth debater in your own right.
That's right. I'm a great communicator. People really like the way I talk when I'm at a debate. And that's weird. You're a smooth debater, aren't you, RFK Jr.? I feel like he's kind of shitting on him there.
You're a pretty smooth debater in your own right. Were you painting for Donald Trump? A lot of his biggest supporters say that he just didn't bring his A game to the debate last night. Karl Rove saying that the debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump was a train wreck for him. Do you agree with that?
You know, I thought, or I just watched the previous segment that you did with Doris Kearns, who I've known for, you know, at least 40 years, and her husband, Dick Goodwin, who's very, very close friends since I was a little boy. And I think I haven't seen a better assessment or a more fairly delivered assessment than the one that she gave. I think that Vice President Harris clearly won the debate in terms of her delivery.
You really don't want to hear one of your boys saying that, though. Like, that just, if I were Donald Trump, I wouldn't, especially with how his ego is, I wouldn't watch TV today. You know? Oh, Hemsing Deli. Finally, somebody wrote in. Hemsing Deli is the place they're talking about. Okay, thank you. I wouldn't watch TV today because he's really ego-driven, and a lot of people that like him, you know, he might go off on Twitter or Truth Social and just go, fuck this guy, fuck that guy, he's a disloyal piece of shit, and blah, blah, blah. I'd keep Donald away from the TV today. He doesn't need to see this shit. And he doesn't need to go shitting on RFK Jr. either.
Her polish, her organization, and her preparation. I think on substance, President Trump wins in terms of his governance, but he didn't tell that story. In fact, the first question was an extraordinary lost opportunity because this was a question, and I think Doris pointed out that she never answered. which is, are Americans better 4 years later? And there's really no argument for saying that they are, by all the indicia by which you measure social deterioration. We have doubled the inflation rate. The housing rates have doubled in the last 4 years. There's 15 million more people, Americans living in poverty. We have these enormous suicide rates, enormous overdose rates, and we're in 2 wars, and all of these things can be attributed to the poor leadership from the Biden-Harris team. And that's the argument that he should have been making.
Right, but instead, Trump was busy making the argument that his rallies are still huge. You know what I mean? Like, he kept just making the argument that, you know, the rallies are huge. The rally was great. She's lying about my rallies. It's like, dude, she's fucking up. Like, her and her boss are fucking up. Tell that story at the debate. Ugh. I don't think he brought his A game to that debate. But also, like I said last night, nobody's mind gets changed by these. Like, this is all just like, you know, gang warfare. You know, the people who loved Trump before this still love him. The people who loved Kamala Harris before this still loved her. Not a lot of minds get changed at a debate. Skeezy Whitefish says they know he's a sensitive boy and they use that to their advantage. Yes, they do. Absolutely. Skeezy says Trump absolutely lost, but I don't think Kamala won either. Mad Move says low energy tonight, Aaron. You need some drugs. Really? I feel like I've been yelling and shouting and bringing you my best. The only winners were the moderators and their agenda. Those moderators were the worst. I mean, they just came out and they would go, like, Trump would say shit and they would go, no, it's not true. And it's like, that's not your fucking job, dude. That's her job. She comes back at him and says, that's a lie. That's not true. And when Kamala would say shit that wasn't true, they would never go, actually, that's not true, Vice President Harris. Like, Trump would give an opinion on something and they would go, that's incorrect. It's like, first of all, even if it was a fact, that's not your job to go correct or incorrect. Second of all, it's his fucking opinion. It can't be wrong. You can disagree with it. And that's the problem. The moderators clearly showed a position. They clearly showed that they had a position in this debate. And they enforced it publicly so people could see it. So that, it was kind of a sham. But my problem with Republicans is this. They can see a trap and they fucking walk right into it. They keep trying to play the game fairly and thinking that's going to work out for them. When has it ever worked out for you? I don't know. Let's go ahead and move on to, okay, we've got all the election stuff done. Did we do the, we got one more Ohio thing. And I think the J.D. Vance shit we're doing. Oh, no, we got the J.D. Vance thing for tonight. Okay, we can do the J.D. Vance thing and the Ohio thing. They're kind of similar. And then we'll move on to some other stuff that we've got for you today. But yeah, RFK fucking, you know, sticking the knife into old Trump like that. I mean, damn. Jesus, buddy. Eagle of America says, can't imagine why we think the election is stolen when they pull this crap. Yeah, I mean, they get all indignant when I wish the media would just admit they're evil bastards, and I'd have a lot more respect for them. If they just went, yeah, we fucking hate this guy. We really hope he loses. It's bad for us if he wins. When in reality, it's not. I mean, it's good for business if they win. But like this whole, me act and like, what did we do? I don't understand. That drives me fucking insane. And I think it's by design. By the way, $80 away from hitting that goal tonight. Thank you guys very much. It's been nice and easy so far. Keep it going. If you got a couple of bucks, throw them our way. That 80 will get knocked out in no time. Hey, if you got 20 spots, we'll take 20 spots too. We got over 45 minutes to get that knocked out. And we already have our sound drop ready for tonight and our scroll. Let's widen it a little. There we go. When we knock it out, that's what we're going to do. So Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, etc. All you can eat Negro. He does not. I don't know if he doesn't like me tonight. Says, I'm still done with this hack, but I will dabble. I don't know what I've done. But he says, listen to No Agenda. Well, let's find out what No Agenda is. No Agenda. What's that? The No Agenda Show. Adam Curry and John C. Dvorak. Oh, those are some older dudes. What do they do? Are they fucking based as shit, bro? Are they just doing based shit? Yeah, not yelling and screaming like a fucking psycho, right? Los Federales says, last night it was Kamala's job to win the dumb American votes. I think she's already got that locked down, doesn't she? She's already got that taken care of. What do the polls say? What does 538 say today? Any new polls this afternoon? Polls ending today. General election. Harris +3, and New York Post poll shows Harris at +3. Yesterday, the only poll that came out, presidential election, even at 45 and 45. So somewhere between even and 3%. So Kamala's got a little bit of a lead there. Little bit of a lead. Come meet one of the organizations being paid hundreds of millions of dollars of your tax dollars to traffic illegal immigrants into small town Ohio. Really? Okay. What are they? See, this is how the game goes with this. We learned this living in St. Cloud. So the government doesn't just pay a shitload of money and just start, bringing people here on boats and then busing them to other places. What they do is they contract with nonprofits or advocacy groups, and these groups tend to have a left-wing bend, and then those groups go get and resettle these migrants or these refugees, and they get a fuckload of government money to do it. It's a pretty sweet gig if you're them. So basically, the government takes your tax dollars, gives it to their political allies who run foundations, and then those political foundations run that money through that foundation and then back to the people who give money to the Democratic Party. And then they flood red states with a bunch of migrants who are more susceptible to vote Democrat. It's a great gig. And then the Democrats get laws passed that say, well, if you're a refugee, we'll let you become a citizen sooner than if you're just an immigrant. It's a great gig. Or as the Democrats call it, being compassionate. But by the way, they're not bringing people in from like Hungary, where Viktor Orban is. They're not busting people. I'm sure they'd love to come to the United States. But they're not bringing in people from there. As Springfield, Ohio is being crushed under the weight of 20,000 Haitian migrants, a government contractor called the National Youth Advocate Program is raking in $160 million per year to settle the migrants. With a name like the National Youth Advocate Program, I would think they would be trying to help underprivileged American youth and trying to lift them up. But all these nonprofit groups said, fuck you to poor Americans a long time ago and said, we don't really give a shit about taking care of Americans. I mean, why try to help them when we can just replace them with people who will be blindly loyal to us? I mean, if we feed and clothe and educate and lift out of poverty other Americans, especially if they're white, they might end up becoming Republicans. But if we can bring people from third world shitholes over here and make them completely dependent on us, we'll have a voter for the rest of their life. And you'll get $160 million a year in taxpayer money. It's a really evil thing. So here's the bio of Marvina Twigg, the president and CEO of the National Youth Advocate Program. Marvina Twigg has worked for NYAP in an array of progressively responsible positions for over 30 years. She had the privilege of working closely with the organization's founder for 14 years before his retirement. Marvina leads with energy, inspiration, and vision. She's passionate about making a difference and leading with authenticity. She conceptualizes NYAP's mission through a lens of social enterprise, which has contributed to the organization's significant growth and expansion during her tenure. I mean, that and us having to give you our money. Marvina is a proud social worker and advocate for staff. She has never forgotten the education she received while working directly with children and families in the public sector for 13 years. To this day, that impactful experience informs her view of the world, the values she holds dear, and guides the decisions she makes as she executes her executive responsibilities. And while she does that, she makes a whopping $1.1 million a year. Wow. Isn't that great? Your tax dollars at work. $1.1 million for the chick who resettles third world migrants into America to take the place of poor working Americans, a lot of them black. Wow. I mean, it's just that social justice has changed since I was in high school. I mean, liberals used to give a shit about poor Americans. Now they fuck them too. They don't even give a shit about poor Americans anymore. Anything that might even be conceived as America first is, ew, icky. So they're just taking up. Look at this. Look at all these executives for this group. Remember, they're just doing this because they want to help people. You know? They've taken an oath of poverty so they could just help people socially. Wellington Chimwanda, the executive vice president, $615,000 a year. Lynette Mercado, the corporate VP strategic engagement, $400,000 a year. Sharon Marconi, the VP and behavioral health integration and clinical solutions, $350,000 a year. Thomas McDermott, the CFO, $285,000 a year. Michelle Corey, senior VP of organizational excellence. I don't even know what the fuck that means. $280,000 a year. Renee Ellenberger Brady, the corporate VP and executive director, $244,000 a year. How much of this is just good soldiers who are getting a nice paying job? Drew Ann Whitaker, $219,000 a year to be the national director of La Jurada. And Charles Meless, their attorney, gets $218,000. The National Youth Advocate Program has received almost $300 million from the Biden-Harris administration since 2021 to resettle illegal immigrants in Ohio alone. And ProPublica reports a total revenue of $158 million in 2022. They're just taking your money and they're fucking handing it over. That's it. They're just handing it over. And like, what can you do but laugh? There's nothing left to do. Biden crime family becoming a member for 27 months says you can tell the election is getting close. Gas dropped to $2.99 here in Little Falls today. Yeah, I noticed that too. As the polls get a little closer and election day becomes a little closer. We didn't really talk about those 800,000 jobs that never fucking existed that they said did. Didn't talk about that. Almost 1 million jobs wiped off the rolls because turns out they got it wrong. And then gas is going down. Isn't that wonderful? That means for all this time, it's been like $4. We could have just brought it down any old time. Nah. You think the Fed's going to cut the rates one more time? Federal Reserve going to cut interest rates one more time and say, hey, we're going in a great direction. I guess it depends on who the people running the Fed want to be president. And I'm guessing it ain't Trump. DS with 1999 says to Anna Kasparian and her guilty pleasure. Thank you, Anna. Anna probably doesn't like tonight's show. But that's fine. If Anna's listening today, we can just tell her, look, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking. I'm talking completely out of my asshole to a few hundred of my friends. That's it. You take any of this. If you're changing your mind based on the shit I'm spewing tonight, I'm just running my fucking mouth and then reading you guys running your mouth. That's all. Skeezy Whitefish says, fascinating to watch Americans voluntarily funding the destruction of their way of life by handing over their earnings every year in taxes. I wouldn't say it's necessarily voluntary. They do come and stick a gun in your face and haul you off to jail if you don't pay it. Some people like staying out of jail. Ha! Pussies! Sorry. Helgi says, deportation would be as easy as throwing a goose and a pig head into a livestock trailer and shutting the door. Yankee says, flooding swing states with third world deadbeats with our own money. That's lovely, right? That's what I mean, Yankee. That's like my take on the whole thing. It's just like, Oh, they're taking our tax dollars and just flooding the states they can't win in presidential elections and taking our money and it's fucking wonderful. Oh, isn't that nice? Chase Ferry Alto. Yep, we got it. I was trying to say it without saying it. J. Brock Contrarian says Haiti is lovely this time of year. Haiti is lovely 0 times a year. But by the way, thank you, DS, for the $19.99. Only $65 away from knocking out tonight's goal. Thank you guys very much. We're very close to playing the sound drop. Drop a couple of bucks in and let's hammer the rest of it out. I appreciate you guys being so generous. We got 2 goals left for the week. We got tonight and we got tomorrow morning. And right now we're only a measly $65 away from hitting this second to the last one. So thank you very, very much. All right, let's continue on. Where did my JD Vance story go? Where's old JD? Uh-oh. Where the fuck? Oh, here it is. Boom. Let's do this one. So we played this one of these clips this morning. And it was J.D. Vance talking to Caitlin Collins from CNN. And I've been really hard on J.D. Vance. I don't really like the guy. I think he's kind of a douche. But Lost Chaos Synthesizer says Aaron should be deported to Haiti. What? What did I do? Von Kaiser says, play the Jimmy Shaker drop. I have an update on the Jimmy Shaker drop. So I put all these new drops in, right? The Jimmy Shaker Day one was not in the collection of 400. I'm sure Victor can get it to me, and we'll have it on tomorrow, but we did get this one.
You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
So, it's kind of good. Helgi with $5 says, I'm worried about Johnny and his defense of marijuana. I'm kind of worried about everybody's defense of marijuana, to be honest with you. I don't think I think it should be legal. But, I'm one of these guys who, I don't think something being good or bad should be the litmus test of whether or not it's legal or not. For example, fast food is fucking terrible for you. We shouldn't eat it. I don't think it should be illegal. People equate shit being good for you or shit being bad for you, and that means it should be illegal. I don't like that. I think marijuana should be legal. I think marijuana is fucking terrible for you, and not only that, it's terrible for the country. I think if you're a parent, you shouldn't fucking do it. I think it kills it kills drive, it kills ambition, it makes you a fucking just kind of a bum. It stinks. And I know I'm going to catch all kinds of shit for this opinion. You can think I'm an asshole, you can think I'm wrong, you can think I'm terrible for this opinion. It's fine. I've long since decided I'm not going to die on the marijuana hill. I'm just not going to do it. But it is this idea that, it should be legal because it's good. No, it shouldn't be legal because it's good. It should be legal because it's none of my fucking business if somebody wants to do it. But if you want to start an argument where you go, marijuana's good, it's bad, it's shit, it's not good. Just like drinking. Drinking is not good. And people do that. They make that equivalent. They go, well, as long as I can say weed's better for you than alcohol, then that makes weed good. No, they're both poison. They're both not good for you. But again, I just get exhausted when I start to make the argument and I stop fucking caring. As soon as people push back on me on marijuana, I go, you know what I just realized? I don't fucking care. I don't give a shit. But watching people sit there all day and just sucking on robot dicks all day. It's could you want more for yourself, please? Could you do something else for a couple of seconds? Just sitting there ripping off of it. Take it easy. If people drank as much as people hit weed vapes, everyone would be an alcoholic. It would be jarring to watch. Hey, Roots Calhoun and Hobo are here. I miss those guys. Buffalo Jockey says, who gives a shit if something's good or bad? If it's only hurting the consumer, then don't worry about it. Yeah, like something being good or bad is not my metric for whether or not it should be legal. Like just because something's good doesn't necessarily mean I think it, it should be lawed or outlawed. That's not the metric that we're going for. Drunks are useless, says Atomic Ray. Lost Teos Synthesizer. Sugar is a drug. Just look at his jiggles. Hobo Chili Recipe says, well, Aaron, don't lose any more hair over it. Right, that's what I'm saying. I can't commit to this argument because it's not worth the follicles. Roots Calhoun says, listening to Aaron every day is like drinking a 30-pack a night. Well, I mean, that's fair because listening to Patrick Melton is like having your hard drive searched. So, Skeezy Whitefish says, yeah, fuck marijuana, do cocaine, and join a polycule, you bum. Hey, shit. Hobo says, Aaron, whoever is Under Armour made that shirt should watch his family die. Oh, my God. That wasn't even an insult to me. Now he's just going after the people who make my clothes. I mean, I'm having like odd survivor's guilt because Hobo didn't even necessarily go after me. He just shit all over a guy who made a shirt that I happen to be wearing. And that ultimately, that just feels like he's catching ricochets, like he's collateral damage in this whole thing. All right, guys, let's continue on here. Let's play these JD Vance clips. Only $60 away from knocking out that goal, playing the sound drop, and playing our scroll. Oh, God. JD Vance was on with Caitlin Collins. And Caitlin Collins, again, tried to talk to him about the ducks and the kittens and everything else. And JD Vance made a really good point about what journalists are supposed to do. And that's not just buy shit. Like, there's this weird thing going on now where people go, I'm a journalist. And then they go, so-and-so from the government said this. So clearly that's debunked. It's like, no, your job is to go investigate. It's called investigative reporting. Since when does a journalist just talk to a government official and go, well, that's got to be the truth then. Why look into it? Well, then we might as well just call it a day on journalism. It's over.
Say is he brought up this misleading false claim that you yourself have talked about in recent days about Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, abducting people's pets and eating them, which officials there have said is not true. You yourself acknowledged it may be false on Twitter. You still told people to keep spreading it. But Trump just amplified it to tens of millions of people who were watching. Why?
And in my opinion, that's fucking hilarious. It's really funny. I couldn't believe it, dude. Trump rarely says shit that shocks me anymore, but last night when we were watching the debate, he goes, they're eating dogs, they're eating people's cats. I'm like, fuck, he's really doing it. Wow, holy shit.
Push something that's not true.
Well, first of all, city officials have not said it's not true. They've said they don't have all the evidence.
They said they have no evidence.
We've heard from a number of constituents on the ground, Caitlin, who both firsthand and secondhand reports saying this stuff is happening. So they very clearly, meaning the people on the ground dealing with this, think that it is happening. And I think that it's important for journalists to actually get on the ground and uncover this stuff for themselves when you have a lot of people saying, my pets are being abducted, or...
Right, like, okay, that's going to make for great TV no matter what. Like, let's say it's true. And Caitlin Collins goes down there to do her intrepid reporting, and she gets down there and she goes, holy shit, there's a Haitian eating a goose liver right in front of me in the park. It looks like something out of The Walking Dead. This is bananas. I saw another Haitian kid just cut a duck's head off, and he's carrying home to pluck it and clean it. Or you go in there, and you got a bunch of hillbillies and a bunch of black people going, yo, man, I know they's eating ducks and shit. And you go talk to Haitians and like, get the fuck away. What are you talking about? No, we're not eating your cats. Are you out of your mind? And then you get good TV no matter what, and we get to watch it. But instead, you just go, the government told me what I needed to hear, so that's good enough for this intrepid news reporter.
Geese at the city pond are being abducted and slaughtered right in front of us. This is crazy stuff. And again, whether those exact rumors turn out to be mostly true, somewhat true, whatever the case may be, Caitlin, this town has been ravaged by 20,000 migrants coming in. Healthcare costs are up. Housing costs are up. Communicable diseases like HIV and TB have skyrocketed in this.
Yeah, Haitians can bring the HIV. That's been known for a long time. It is a problem on the old island.
small Ohio town. This is what Kamala Harris's border policies have done. And I think it's interesting, Caitlin, that the media didn't care about the carnage wrought by these policies until we turned it into a meme.
That's true. Like, the media didn't give a shit about what was happening to Springfield, Ohio. And they don't, by the way. They don't give a shit because the plan is to replace these people in Springfield, Ohio, and turn Ohio blue with poor voters. So they don't really give a shit that any of these people in Springfield are struggling or suffering or, you know, feeling like they're being ignored because of these migrants. The media doesn't give a shit about that. And the only reason they have to talk about Springfield, Ohio now is because the Republicans went, fuck it, just say they're eating cats. They'll have to talk about it. And they did.
About cats. And that speaks to the media's failure to care about what's going on in these communities. If we have to meme about it to get the media to care, we're going to keep on doing it because the media should care about what's going on.
I mean, like I said, I'm not usually a big J.D. Vance guy, but I mean, that was a good performance. And then he talked to, here's that picture of the Haitian migrant in Springfield carrying dead geese. It's like, I don't know, man, that looks like what it is. I'm sorry. But then he was on, I thought J.D. Vance was on something else. Yeah, he was on ABC News. And they talked to him about it last night.
You said that's why I was seeking clarification. But let me ask you about this for just very quickly. I heard Donald Trump before this debate describe Kamala Harris as, I'll just read a few of them, a low IQ individual, somebody who doesn't have the mental capacity to be president, really dumb, unable to put two sentences together. Is that what you saw on the stage tonight?
Well, I mean, in fairness to Donald Trump, he wanted to say retard, but he thought you guys would get mad. So, I mean, that is, can you at least give the guy points for holding back?
John, what I saw was a lot of slogans. I think the American people are smart, and Kamala Harris talks to them like they're children. She repeats these ridiculous platitudes where if you actually think about what she said, you realize that it doesn't make any sense. She talks a lot about her plans, but then her plans, when you analyze the substance, don't make any sense. And more importantly, John, the American people don't get fed on plans. She has been the vice president for 3.5 years. What she can't do, refuses to do, and has no ability to do is to say, I accomplished lower prices because she didn't, or I accomplished lower housing prices because she didn't, or I secured the southern border because she didn't do that. She has failed as vice president, and the fundamental.
Boy, they really don't like it when these guys get on a roll. It's like, why bring them on then? Because the minute he starts making good points that ABC doesn't want to air, he goes, all right. Like, he just tries to cut him off right away. It's like, well, then why have him? Why have him on to talk? If just like the minute he makes a good point, you're just going to go, all right, okay, cool. Nope, that's, all right, sure, awesome. Hobo Chili Recipe says, I want to see him and the pretend Sergeant Major have a debate. That's happening in, I think, October, right? I think it's J.D. Vance and Tim Walz are debating in October. That should be an interesting one. I think Walz will be a better debater than Harris is, and I actually think J.D. Vance will be a better debater than Trump is. Because, you know, you can say whatever you want about Tim Walz. Like, we know him here in Minnesota. He does have control. Like, he's a relatively cool customer. Kamala would be the last one standing. She's been training for years, says 09 Canyon. Aaron, have you been given the keys to the Golden Corral City yet? You're starting to look like you're expanding your waistline. Thank you, Hobo, but no, there is no Golden Corral City. I mean, no, they haven't given me a key to any kind of... That's what I meant to say. Midland Armory says Walz is a professional bullshitter. Well, yeah, I mean, that's another way to put it. Yeah, professional bullshitter. All right, guys, we got about 20 minutes before we got to knock out that $60 and call it a win tonight. We're pretty close. Remember, if we get inside of 50, we tack on that extra half hour. But if we just get it to 0, we get to play our new sound drop and our new scroll. And I get to show you my CGI budget for the program. $60 away. The links are in all of the chats, YouTube, Rumble. But click the Streamlabs, PayPal, and Venmo link. Steel Toe Media Inc. on Venmo. throw in a couple of bucks. We'll knock out that last 60 and call her a W. This is a very interesting, speaking of crime and problems in different cities, there's a guy in Chicago who got tired of his commute to work. And I'm sure the news is going to present it as like, oh, it just takes too long or the terrible traffic. But he's from Chicago. And I'm kind of thinking that this guy probably got tired of the shittiness and the garbage that is Chicago. So he found a new way to get to work. Everybody does that. Sometimes people find a different route and it's a little easier and it makes the commute to work a little better in the morning. Maybe you can leave the house a little later. I don't know. But this guy found a unique way to get himself to work every day. And I'm thinking this is kind of an indictment of the city of Chicago.
Couple of blocks or sit in the car for a couple of hours. Anyone going to work has some sort of commute.
But you can probably count on one hand the number of Chicagoans getting to work this way. Our Noel Brennan paddled along to get the story.
Bumper to bumper, honking.
Kennedy inbound is now.
Stray gunshots, homeless people knocking on your window, general urban decay. You know, Chicago stuff.
Hour 3 today from O'Hare to downtown.
In Chicago,
Frustrating.
nothing seems to flow smoothly.
The fuck was that?
Except,
All right.
the Chicago River.
No traffic on the river today.
Dan Schreiner has to work downtown today.
Open up the valve here.
But it'll be a workout to get there from Roscoe Village.
We got the beautiful North Branch of the Chicago River right here.
Fuck that. That's actually, you know what? I wanted to shit on this guy. That's an awesome way to get to work. That would be cool. Your options are get in your car, burn gas, sit in traffic, listen to retards, or just take a kayak and paddle your ass in. It's like a little inflatable kayak. You can fold it up, put it in a backpack when you're done. I endorse this. I thought this was going to be gay. Plus, way less likely to catch a stray bullet in a kayak.
He could easily take the Kennedy.
But this is way
The what?
more scenic.
But he prefers a kayak. His commute
Not bad, right?
is the kind a reporter
No.
has to see for himself.
That's the whitest thing I've ever seen. That reporter kayaking right there in that moment, I don't think I've ever seen anything whiter. Go back.
Not bad, right?
Is the kind of reporter.
That's game over. And by the way, did he not inflate his inflatable life jacket? What a piece of shit. That's the honkiest shit I've ever seen. I don't know what could top that. I've just discovered peak whiteness.
No. Has to see for himself. Dan usually makes this trip solo, a few mornings a month.
It's looking perfect. We should have brought our fishing rods.
It started with a New Year's resolution.
Giving back to Mother Earth and no emissions and
Oh, why'd you have to ruin it by being gay about it?
Okay, faggot, what's next?
Why? Why couldn't you just be cool and be like, I thought it was badass to kayak to work. It's fucking awesome and I don't have to sit in traffic. Why'd you have to do like an environmentalist thing? I just wanted to hear. It would have been less gay for you to say, oh, I just wanted to hear the harmony of duck calls. Rather than, actually back in January, I wanted to give off 0 emissions. Well, now I hate your idea. Now I hope that you sweat when you do this and you stink in front of all your coworkers. Because you're got to be the gay kayaking 0 emissions guy. I was going to really like this, and then you ruined it.
try to inspire some people to be healthy. Just thought it was kind of a wacky idea, and my wife.
Second gayest snake tattoo I've ever seen in my life.
I've said, yeah, you should do this for sure. So,
kind of like those 2 weeks back in 2017 when Dan biked 1,000 miles to win a winter biking contest.
So this isn't the first time he's been a homosexual.
Do you personally dislike homosexuals?
Of course, they're disgusting.
Basically like driving your bike to Milwaukee after work every single night. So
all told, how long does this commute typically take you?
Depending on how hot it is, about 3 hours.
Jesus fucking Christ, no. You're taking a kayak 3 hours to work? You work at 9 a.m., so you leave at like 5:30 in the morning to kayak to work. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure his arms and his core are in great condition. Much better than mine. But, dude.
That level of patience can even impress a fisherman.
Get out of here. 3 hours? Oh, he got to be crazy.
I'm surprised that that's a fisherman. That actually is the most shocking part of this story. How I did not expect to see that when they said it even impresses the fisherman. Oh, shit, dog. Get the fuck out of here.
Some people just like the adventurous route.
So yeah, all those herons apparently nest right around here.
Oh, God. Do you know how bored? I just realized that. Fucking nature boy over here. Do you know how annoying 3 hours this ride is? And you got to listen to him hear about heron nesting. Oh, this had to be fucking terrible for this white guy in the kayak. Yeah, right over here is a heron nesting thing. And you're just in your head going, I have enough B-roll footage. I have enough for a story. I really don't want to fucking finish this trip. Great. Yes, that's where the muskrats fuck. Got it. Got it. We're good. Yep, beaver fucking over the. Yep, the difference between a beaver and a muskrat. Yeah, I know. Yep, now I know. That's great.
The Chicago River flows full of surprises.
Oh, you got a
Mostly dirty diapers, condoms, bullets, things like that.
capsized boat. That's cool.
This one, he'll report to the proper authority.
God is real, and then a sunken boat. Oh my God, it's a painting of America. It's perfect.
Oh my God, that is funny!
First time I've seen that.
But the next unexpected find in the water.
Oh, message in a bottle.
Dan.
Are you the gayest thing in Chicago? Did you really just get that amped about a message in a bottle? You probably just picked up something that one street gang sent to another street gang. You just interrupted one of their messages trying to traffic product, and now you've just made yourself a target. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Keeps to himself.
You know what I do? I like to pick dirty shit out of the dirty river in a dirty city. Doesn't take much to get this guy going.
A smooth ride shouldn't be confused with easy.
So I've already got a callus on my thumb.
Yeah.
Again,
my cushion's flat.
this is the whitest human being in the world. I've got a callus on my thumb from our ride.
So I think it's pulling to one side too here.
But on the river, rush hour doesn't exist.
You got to really scoot across this intersection quickly.
There's just a little traffic on the water near Wacker Drive.
All right, feeling good.
All Dan has to do before work is squeeze a boat into a backpack.
I'm very interested.
And fish a message out of a bottle.
Do whatever you want to do in life. What would you do if you could not fail? Do that then call me and tell me about it.
What the fuck? God, cities are full of lonely weirdos. They really are. Oof. DS with 1999 says we need a tow golf tournament / fundraiser. Winner gets a lifetime of Regatta Law retainer. That's a lot of that's actually a lot of courtroom time because he never shows up for the Zoom calls. It's actually a pretty good investment. Far be it Mock Fry with $2 says less chance of bullets because blacks don't like the water. It's not true. The one fisherman there was a, as the kids say, a gentleman of color. Right? Knock the hell out of me too. Oh man. Oh boy. We've got $45 away for tonight now? Thank you. Citizen M says, I have a lot of respect for men who stand up to fat podcasters, especially when their daughters are repeatedly publicly humiliated. I think we've pretty much I think we've watched the downfall of old Patrick, Citizen M. And she's definitely not humiliated. If you really think that anyone but him is humiliated by his behavior, oh, honey. Oh, you gotta wake up to that one. That's, whew. Has he been dragged through it? And he's losing his fucking mind, too. And while he's losing his mind, he can't help but keep talking about children. He really thinks this is going to work out. And then those Josh Denny texts came out. And Josh Denny confirmed that when Melton got arrested for coke, according to Josh Denny, that he had to create his own website for the fundraiser because if he ran it on GoFundMe or anything else, that he would have had to give it back if he used the money for something other than what he said. So he basically set up a website to rip off his audience. Josh Denny has all the goods. And this guy was making like 10 grand a month on his podcast at one point, which I highly debate. He probably told Josh that, and Melton is a proven liar. And Josh said he didn't get a fucking dime. Didn't get a dime. So, it makes perfect sense because Melton has fucking burned bridges with everyone he's ever worked with. I mean, Melton burned the bridge with Denny. Brennan can't stand him. Chad can't stand him. A lot of these other, those gay Dabbleverse people can't fucking stand him. I mean, it's just, when a guy shows you who he is, you got to believe him. And he's got a real problem with that kid shit. That's for sure. Look. Lord knows I got my own problems. I'm really glad I'm not him. Really. Hobo Chili Recipe says, Josh Denny, son of Brian Dennehy. I thought Aaron was related to Brian Dennehy. They have the same body type. Oh, you see, fat is what Hobo's saying. Hobo's saying fat is the point he's making. Oh, no, 383 Novocaine with $5. Says, sad day today. My 23-year-old cat buddy passed away, but now he's safe from the grill. Oh, optimism. Diamonds and Henna with $4.99 says, does Stoney's Bar really have drink specials on Thursday? Go check out Bike Night at Stoney's in downtown Rockville. Thank you, Diamonds and Henna. An extra Stoney's read. $40 away from today. We're getting close. We got 5 minutes before we rattle the cans and see if we can hammer out that last $40. I will say this. I do have to give Citizen M some credit because he's been a lot quieter on defending that fat creep Melton, and for good reason. For good reason. I think he knows that it's looking like a pretty untenable situation at this point. I'm just glad that he's had this meltdown these last couple weeks, and I really haven't pushed any of it forward. I've just watched other people talk about it. And he's like, fucking Aaron. It's like, thanks, buddy. I'll take credit. Sam Show says, well, Aaron, Citizen M now has a thread. What? Citizen M has a thread on Kiwi Farms? He's not deserving. No offense to Citizen M, but he's a fan of podcasts. And that's it. Oh, okay. Sam Show says that's why Citizen M is so quiet. Oh, really? He's got his own thread on the farms. Now I don't feel special having my own thread. If Citizen M's got one, now I don't feel sexy. J Bra says, I assumed the only Denny Melton knew sold moons over my hammy. Yes, but if you're a cop, can you remember what you ordered there? That's the true question. All right, guys, let's open up the we got good overtime stuff coming. I mean, just like that fucking Chicago kayaker guy. God, I really did want to like that guy. Oh, we've got the video that the government is showing January 6th prisoners to re-educate them. I'm not kidding. I know that sounds like a straight out of 1984 George Orwell thing, but it's true. We've got the video that the government is showing the January 6th protesters to re-educate them because, they're in jail for wrongthink. Until then, $40 away from calling tonight a victory. We appreciate it. You guys are the best. Let's go handle that last $40 and call it a W. They're calling out Citizen M's they're calling him Citizen MAP. Oh. Sam Show says he got a thread for being a stupid gay F word. Oh no. Play nice with the farms, man. Like if you play nice with the farms, you know what they're going to do to you? They're going to make fun of you when you look stupid. And look, you deserve it. You look stupid, you get made fun of. That's the way it works in life. You can definitely tell all these internet podcasters and internet personalities who didn't get their balls busted when they were growing up and didn't have friends where you all just fucking shit on each other. Like Patrick certainly didn't. Citizen M didn't. because these guys go on the internet and people goof on them for being retarded, and they just go, what? No, that guy. Meanwhile, I've been doing my share of retarded shit in the last year or so. And then Kiwi Farms goes, it's Aaron. He's being a fucking retard. And you're like, yeah, being a retard. And then you know what the farm says? They go, and Aaron's still a fucking retard. I have not changed my opinion, but at least he admits he's a retard. And then you go, I can live with that. That sounds like a settlement I can live with. But these other guys, it's like they don't understand. Kiwi Farms is like a boa constrictor. The more you struggle and try to fight your way out of it, the tighter it's going to get. Just accept it. Just accept it. Citizen M is a man of the people, says Hobo Chili Recipe. You don't mean that. You don't mean it. Hobo Chili Recipe says, I'll donate you 50 cents if you can admit you're fat and a human void. Both of those things really hurt. I can't do it for 50 cents. Citizen M says, people think I actually want to hurt Aaron 3 years and they don't get the bit. Citizen M is harmless. Goof on him, have some fun with him, but ultimately, he's just a guy fucking around on the internet. That's all. Sometimes he fucks around a little too much, and then people shit on him a lot. That's how the game works. All right, guys, let's take these last 5 minutes of tonight's show, and let's see if we can knock out this last $40. And we've got a sound drop for it and everything when we knock out tonight's goal. Citizen M says, I don't have a thread. I have made peace with Kiwi Farms after they discovered I was anti-Rekieta and anti-Vito and anti-Masterson. Is that true, Sam Show? Sam Show says you've got a thread and that Kiwi Farms doesn't like you. Citizen M says that he's made peace with the people on the farms. You did get a little autistic about me on there, and it wasn't in my thread, so I can see why they hated your guts. You were being really weird. Like saying a lot of shit about me that was like remarkably not true. And then they were calling you out for it. It got a little weird there for a little bit. Hooters Girl says, you avoiding people's posts? No, I'll do the Sir Strumming thing. I keep forgetting. I'm so sorry. Remind me outside of the show. I will do it. I apologize to you. From the bottom of my, what do they call that? That thing. All right, guys, 5 minutes away. Everybody throw in $5. Let's knock out 40. Hey, maybe we can get 10 gifted memberships today. 10 gifted memberships would be cool. We wanted those 20 during the morning show. We got them. That was great. Let's hit this last $40, and then it will be another week of successful evening shows for the toe. 3 more wins for the toe, and a successful week of evening shows. Just $40 away. Go ahead and click one of those links in the chat. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. We can do super chats. We can do Rumble rants. Knock it out and let's do it. I woke up this morning. I was hungover. Felt like shit. Got the gym in. Got some extracurriculars in. Felt good. We're wrapping up this last evening show of the week. I tell you what, hammering out this last 40 will be the perfect way to end it. Thank you, guys. Let's go ahead and hammer it out. Throw in a couple of bucks. Hobo Chili Recipe says, see, he's getting red. He's filling up with a lot of hot air or gravy. Like we said, with 5 minutes left in the show, I always sweat that gravy to knock out the rest of the goal. About 3.5 minutes left to go. $40 away. Let's somebody start it. Otherwise, I'm sitting here in neutral looking like a fucking pathetic weirdo. I hate that part. That's my least favorite part of the show. Haven't really mentioned it today because you guys have been doing such a great job. So let's finish it off so I barely have to mention it at all now. I don't want to take all of that goodwill from today's non-beggy show and then have it go this way. So throw in a couple of bucks. I am starting to get a little hot, starting to get a little ugly and nervous and feeling gross. Nothing's happening. 3 minutes away. It's fucking 40, dude. Honest as shit. It's 40. We got it. Everybody start chipping in. I'm spamming the chat. That's what I'm doing. We got to knock out that last 40. Getting those goals to 0. That's what keeps this thing on the air. Getting that goal to 0. Oh. Las Tejas synthesizer. Quit being so cryptic. You're being silly. Don't be silly. Come on, guys. $40 away. 2.5 minutes. We can just get this thing started. Like, we can start doing the show as soon as this $40 is knocked out. That would be nice. 40. Somebody throw in Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. Oh, here we go. Thank you very much to Mary. $5 says for a Trump or RFK impression. Okay. I'm just really appreciative that you would think to give me a couple of bucks. And holy shit, there's a fucking dog down here. I'll let you out in a little bit. Don't worry. It's just fucking staring at me. $3 from Zava Jam. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. DS with 1999. Thank you very much. He says F brother on the Esther. Here's 20. JK, love you. Thank you. $20 away from hammering it out tonight. We're getting close. $20 left. A minute 20 left to go. Let's hammer out that last 20 and call her a win. Knock out the last 20. That's all. We got 20 left to go. And then we can put this all behind us and talk a bunch of shit. Unless this dog needs to go out. He better. I really don't want him to piss or shit on the floor. He does so well. He's not a piss or shit on the floor kind of a dog. All right, guys. $20 to go. 50 seconds left. Come on. $5-10 a trip. Let's get this done. Let's get the e-begging portion all settled and call it a perfect night, perfect week of evening shows for the Steel Toe. $20 away. Click one of the links. Throw in a couple of bucks, and let's fucking do this thing. 25 seconds left. Oh, for fuck. Come on, I don't want to do this again where we do the overtime and I got to keep begging during overtime. Ah, shit. 15 seconds left to go. God damn it. 20 left. 5 at a time, for fuck's sake. This is embarrassing for me. How is it not uncomfortable for you? All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, my God. Stop the presses. Knock it off. It's over. It's done with. We made it. Biden crime family, will you shut up about the goal now? New boot goofing. $50 from Biden crime family. You know what that means, guys? We just hit the... Thank you very much. And we're $30 into tomorrow. How sweet. How lovely. $30 into tomorrow, and we've knocked it out today because of Biden crime family and many, many others, including DS and the rest of you. Sam Show says, oh, for fuck's sake, Aaron, this is worse. I don't know. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Always fun. Gordy. Gordo. Oh, fuck. I hate when he comes down here early. Always makes me feel like I'm going to go upstairs to shit. I never do. He's always very well behaved. But I'm still get nervous about it. Sam Show says the shit-eating grin on his face. You don't like that? You don't like the shit-eating grin on my face with our new gold thing? That hurts my feelings. Because I thought you, of all people, Sam Show, would like it. All right, let's check out the re-education courses that they're showing the January 6 prisoners while they're incarcerated. This is... I haven't watched this yet. You know I like to watch a lot of this shit with you guys. but I'm really dreading hearing about this. Marjorie Taylor Greene posted this to Twitter today. They had somebody in Congress called Trennis Evans reveal the names of some of the re-education courses provided for January 6th prisoners in what she calls the D.C. Gulag. Now, we've seen a lot of the video now these last year or two since the Republicans took back Congress, or the House of Representatives at least. And we've seen a lot of the footage of what happened inside the Capitol on January 6th. It really doesn't meet the narrative that we've been sold for the last 3 years, 3.5 years. It wasn't this wild, crazy, fucking destroy everything, smash everything up. It certainly wasn't the Minneapolis or Atlanta George Floyd riots. It didn't hold a candle to any of that. Yet, unlike the George Floyd riots, people actually went to prison for January 6th for a long time. Not Ray Epps, not the guy who started the whole thing, not the FBI agent who started the whole deal and got it all, worked up. I mean, when even Baked Alaska can tell you're a Fed, you're not hiding well. So all these people go to jail, and they're not just serving a prison sentence. They have to be re-educated so they're good little boys and girls when they get out and they don't host any more insurrections. So here's a clip of a guy reading off the names of the videos they're mandated to watch while in prison for January 6th.
Listen, we released in this document. Contained in here is the re-education material that was provided to the January 6th defendants. And if you...
What the fuck is... What are these two? I'm sorry, I'm just noticing things. I should stop.
You start reading through just the titles alone, you'll start to quiver. I did. It was very...
You get horny? Is that what it was? Like a lady? You start to quiver? Legs akimbo? They start shaking? Such a gay word to use. You read these, you'll quiver. Yeah, good. Marjorie Taylor Greene's like, can you hand me those titles? I'm going to flick my bean. What is this fucking orange-haired lady doing? Can we ban some people from government buildings? This woman's wearing a T-shirt. Dress nice when you go to shit. Sorry. Go ahead.
Upset.
You mean this is systematic? They're trying to reprogram them while they're there.
This is the reprogramming information given to them on their tablet. Like once upon a time in prison, you would take a class on plumbing or an electrical or trade. You would do something or another language. They were actually given credit for taking classes on, may I share a couple of titles? Taking classes on.
How about how to cut your cock off and become trans? Is that one of them? That I would believe. How to service your partner when you become a homosexual. That I could believe the government would want them to watch.
Information.
How to vote for Kamala Harris more than once because you love her so.
Such as, I'll tell you what, I'm going to say something else. Well, Kara, will you find that section there, please? So,
come on, buddy.
These were re-education materials distributed to them about Trump's big lie. Well, how the election here. Oh, here we go. Trump's crimes before he called for the attack on our democracy. Donald Trump, how he has attacked our democracy. Negligence, obstruction, rape, tax evasion.
Whoa.
These are actual lesson plans. Take a look at the tablet. Ask them to show you. They were available to them.
I wish I were surprised. But, I mean, it all checks out. Donald Trump, what was the rape one? Donald Trump, rape and democracy and all of this other stuff? Donald Trump, how he has attacked our democracy, negligence, obstruction, rape, tax evasion. Holy shit. So even in prison, you can't get away from the indoctrination. See, prison would be the one place where you think, hey, I'm safe from all the election shit. We ain't voting in here. Nope. Still in it. Still got to hear about it. Jay Fish says bookend Jays. Yeah, it does. It brings the whole room together, you know? Oh. J. Brock Contrarian says Slampiece's parents are going to think she's doing a Make-A-Wish if they ever meet Aaron. Oh, I've met SP's parents many times. Many times. Are you kidding? Take that back to your Reddits and lose your mind over it, you fucking creeps. I do like to feed them a little bit at a time and just watch them go, "Ah, you're a piece of shit for that." I'm like, no sweat off my ass, guys. Have fun. That's not a hat back there, says 09 Canyon. They're guests in the Ministry of Love. How bad could it be? One person says. 09 Canyon says, I'll take one with a propeller. How great would that be? Like, go to a Jewish wedding or a bar mitzvah and just wear it. Don't put it on right away, but just put it on in front of like a really old Jewish dude. Just put on your yarmulke and just give the little propeller a spin. They'd go. I'd hope they'd go insane. It's remarkably disrespectful to their religion. I would hope that you wouldn't, get out of there scot-free with something like that. Oh, here we go. Here's a story out of Detroit. I just want to check in with these large American cities. I just want to see that they're improving, that things are getting better. For example, this is WXYZ in Detroit. I just want to make sure that Detroit's improving. I've been hearing under Biden and under Kamala Harris that the crime has been going down. Crime is nice and low. So I just want to see it for my own two eyes, see how like a place like Detroit's doing, because there's this ugly Republican rumor out there, and you're not going to believe this, but there's a really gross Republican rumor that the only reason the crime rate looks like it's down is because some of the largest cities in America with some of the highest crime rates aren't reporting their data to the FBI. That, yes, overall crime in the FBI crime statistics is down, but New York, LA, Chicago, Boston, Detroit aren't reporting numbers to the FBI, so that they're kind of manipulating the data. Now, that wouldn't happen because it's Republicans who try to overthrow democracy and lie and steal. Democrats would never do that. So let's check and look. Let's dispel all these disgusting rumors and see what's going on in Detroit. I just want to prove it to you guys and the rest of the country.
So we begin tonight with a startling investigation out of Detroit. A man apparently so angry about getting fired from his job that he went after two former co-workers that he saw as a problem. Arson investigators say the man ambushed the women, pouring gasoline in and around their vehicle with them in it, and then setting it on fire.
Damn.
Thank you so much for joining.
I didn't think people in Detroit actually liked working that much. Shit. That guy took it really hard. I always kind of thought people in Detroit took getting fired from your job as kind of a weird early vacation retirement type of deal. Didn't know they were going to light bitches on fire. That is kind of funny, though, because when you think about it, when you get fired from a job, a lot of times if it's like a super corporate place, like a real button-down kind of a joint, they'll like have security walk you out the front door. And then once you get out the front door, security will just go back inside. So you don't get violent or cause a scene or steal anything. But they never think about the people who are immediately outside the doors. Like, they're kind of on their own. Like, you walk him out, he's got his little, his cardboard box full of his belongings and shit. And they're like, all right, tough break. See you around. And then he goes out there, and as soon as the security guys are gone, he can pull out the Roncinol and a lighter and fucking light these bitches on fire. It's like, there's no protection for anybody else.
Joining us for 7 News Detroit at 6, I'm Carol.
They shouldn't have been playing hooky in the parking lot. They should have been in there working. Then they wouldn't have been set on fire.
In Clifford, the women are expected to survive serious burn injuries. 7 News Detroit reporter Kimberly Craig has more with a witness who saw it all and getting an update on the investigation from Detroit Fire and police.
I'm told the victims, two women who are best friends, drove together this morning in this silver Jeep. And moments after they parked, I'm told that's when a man who was recently fired ambushed them.
Just walked up and did it. Just walked up to it and lit them on fire. I heard nothing but screaming.
Well,
that's something you see in the TV and movies. I never seen anything.
Sir, in fairness, I don't want to shit on these women for screaming while they get set on fire. Let's set this guy on fire, see how he does. Yeah, you're going to hear a lot of screaming. Screaming is probably going to be the predominant piece of audio you're going to hear from an encounter like that.
It was crazy.
Thomas Saldana works at Tompkins Machine Products in Southwest Detroit, where 2 of his coworkers were ambushed in the parking lot by a man in his 60s who was recently fired.
He used to work.
Oh, no. So they did that shit where you're like in your 60s and you've been working there forever. And then instead of getting to like retirement and a pension and shit, they just cut you loose. Oh, they did it. So they did him really dirty. I'm actually kind of feeling bad for him a little bit. I mean, I don't know if those 2 women deserve to get set on fire. I don't know what they had to do with the thing, or they were just kind of caught in the middle and it was just blind rage. But I understand his desire to want to set shit on fire. I get that. Just don't, buddy. Leave those girls alone.
Here about a week ago, they fired him because him and the ladies were arguing. I'm not sure the reason why, but he ended up getting fired. So maybe he thought that they were the reason why he got.
So something happened between him and those specific women, and they snitched on him to HR, and he got fired. Okay, now it's coming together. They got up to go to the bathroom, and he was like, "Can I sniff your chair?" And they got really offended, and they went to HR, and he got fired, so he lit them on fire. Okay. Everybody got fired in this story.
It was because
I'm going to kill this fucking
Early Monday morning around 6 a.m., shortly before the women, one in her 50s, the other her 60s, arrived for their shift, we're told some employees spotted someone nearby they thought was suspicious.
50s and 60s the women were in. Well, at least he didn't hurt anybody pretty. Dude, flies are so bad right now in Minnesota. Like, everywhere you go, flies are just like, you open a door and they just want to just get in. I killed 4 on Sunday. Because, the kids are just in and out, in and out, in and out. Door open, door open. And I killed 4 of them. And, I cleared the house. I was good. And now by today, it's just fucking obnoxious. I don't know what it is about this. Somebody told me that this time of year, they're really bad. Like, everybody's house is bad. They were even saying they were at a store and they were bad there. Something about they're lower to the ground this time of year or some shit. I don't know. It's driving me fucking batty.
He was hiding in the dark. Some people said they seen him before it happened. They said there's some guy over there lurking around the parking lot. So once they said that, not even a couple minutes later, he walked right up to their vehicle and just tossed gasoline in there and lit it right on fire.
2 other workers rushed to help the women. Then they and Saldana went after the attacker.
So I hurried up and jumped in my truck and I pulled out and I ran down there and I seen him on the sidewalk. So I drove up on the sidewalk and knocked.
Jesus, MacGyver. She's not going to fuck you, bro. She's got 3rd-degree burns all over her body. Jesus. Rode up on the sidewalk. I pit maneuvered him. I think I broke a leg. Cops say I could be in trouble.
Him off of his bike. And once I did that, the 2 other guys caught up to him and tackled him. And then, they might have roughed him up a little bit. But
might have roughed him up a little bit. Translation, beat the living fuck out of the guy. They might have roughed him up a little bit. That's like an old school cop thing to say. Yeah, we took down the assailant and, there was a scuffle and he got roughed up a little bit. He has 3 broken legs and a broken orbital bone. Yeah, like I said, it's a rough takedown. So this guy takes him out on the bike. First of all, the gall to set 2 women on fire and then pedal away. Like, what a weird visual is a guy just setting bitches on fire and then just like the Wicked Witch of the West just hopping on a bike and just ski-daddling.
They held him down until the police got here.
Arson Chief Dennis Richardson on the condition of the victims.
They're currently listed as in temporary serious condition right now. Burns to their upper torso, face, neck and shoulder areas.
Ooh.
Detroit Police Chief James White says the suspect could soon be charged with arson and attempted murder.
He got up out of his bed to come here at 5 in the morning to light these poor ladies on fire.
Well, I mean, it shows he still has that go-get-'em type of attitude, Like, he's not just taking his firing laying down. He's out there and he's still getting after it. He's still chasing that worm, as they say. So, I mean, it's not all bad, right? The guy's still got a go-getter attitude. 199 from DS says Anna has to be laughing until it hurts. I don't think Anna would find my sense of humor about 2 old broads getting set on fire by a guy who lost his job. I don't think she would find that funny. Yeah. J-Fish with a great point. He does say the guy punched in early. Hobo chili recipe, so I'm gathering he's not black. What the fuck? So Hobo Chili Recipe was I just imagine him putting together a sketch of what this guy looks like. And as he's reaching for his black marker, they said, he woke up at 5 a.m. and he's like, I think I'll grab for the peach crayon. There we go. All right. I almost made a grave mistake on this sketch. Hobo says, the punctuality gave it away. You know what, though? At least it exonerates one whole group of people. Right? Let's go to this next. Oh, Dave. I don't feel like Dave Portnoy tonight. I don't really. Dave Portnoy, when it comes to like sports and like shitting on Deadspin, like that stuff was all funny. But like, I don't take Dave Portnoy's opinion on shit as like, oh man, that matters. I don't know. I just don't. Hobo Chili says, I am the Picasso of racism. Can you really be the Picasso of racism, Hobo, when you really just use the black brush a fuckload? I mean, you're kind of more the Machine Gun Kelly's tats of racism, I thought. But I could be wrong. DS with $4.99 says, your mic, brother, it's skipping so bad we can't hear what you're saying. I guarantee the mic is fine. The levels are good, everything else. But I appreciate you fucking with me a little bit. He wants me to do the thing where you go, is it okay now? Is it all right now? Am I fine? Can you hear me? You do that thing where your chat's on a delay and you got to fucking talk to your chat and they can't. It's good, buddy. It's good. Try to hit refresh if it really isn't working for you. Do I listen to this black woman go scorched earth on Chicago Democrats and Kamala Harris? All right, I'll listen to a sassy black lady shit on Kamala. We got 10 minutes left. I'm in.
You don't hang no signs about black people hating on immigrants because black people ain't got no reason to hate on no immigrants.
Oh, no, but the immigrants.
Oh, shit. Black people hating on immigrants. Nonsense and worse from people who should know better. Oh, so I guess one of the city council people in Chicago said that black people were hating on immigrants. Okay.
We everything y'all are in there, son. Let me tell you something. You get them signs down. Anytime that Alderman Lawson and Silverstein and what's that other?
Cesar Lopez.
Did she just what?
And Silverstein.
Did she just say Jew Silverstein? She's naming the people who are calling out black people for hating on migrants. Did she just say Jew Silver? I mean, if so, is she single? She looks a little older, but.
Alderman Lawson and Silverstein.
She either said Drew or Jew Silverstein.
And what's that other?
Cesar
Lopez. Sit up here and
Lopez.
talk about how they should get a hate crime bill because swastikas was in Ziploc bags in that community. They hung this in our community. We want it off the poles. We want that to be the beginning of a hate crime. And that organization, which is a white liberal organization, like in the words of Malcolm X, who told us what? That the white liberal is the worst enemy.
Yes. Oh, God, I love it when black people go back to Malcolm X. Oh, that's my favorite. I love that. That's the kind of black activism I like to see. Democrats do not like it when black people start quoting Malcolm X. Yeah, Malcolm X always said that. He goes, and I'm paraphrasing here. He's like, white conservatives, I know where they stand. Like, they're very honest and they're very open about where they're at on, minorities and shit. He goes, white liberals treat us like fucking babies and they don't respect us at all. And they'll smile to our faces. He was absolutely right, by the way. That still checks out today, 60 years later.
Yes, man. Yes.
To the black American.
Coming up in here, acting like y'all representing some social justice.
Say that,
when all along,
Say
all
that.
you're doing is trying to use black people
Say
to
that.
find a reason to make some money.
Say
Let
that.
me tell y'all something over there.
Hey, dude with the camera. What? Okay, I do have to criticize this type of black person real quick. When you're filming someone else who's on a roll, shut the fuck up. We got it. You're agreeing. Yeah, preach it. Say it. Preach it. Shut the fuck up. She's on a roll. You break her stride. I swear to God.
We're done The Democratic Party is...
The white people are just looking at her going, so are the blacks becoming self-aware and starting to realize that we're not really on their side? Oh, God, what are we going to do? Call those non-government organizations and tell them to bring another truckload of Haitians in. The blacks are getting uppity.
Y'all gonna abuse us. They get to abuse the black American.
Come in here and go clean it up. I'm telling you, righteous heart. You leave the Democratic Party. Do just like RFK Jr. Just do like that Tulsa lady. You better get up.
That Tulsa lady? She doesn't know Tulsa Gabbard. She's like, do it like RFK. Do it like that Tulsa lady. I like this, dude. You got a black lady up there screaming about the Democrats, quoting Malcolm X and calling out a guy named Silverstein. I don't see this ending well.
Out the Democratic Party. Save yourself. Save your families. Save your dignity. Save your jobs. And save your seat. Because if y'all don't, we coming for your seats. We ain't taking this no more. We ain't taking no disrespect from a bunch of people who have broke into the country and now have completely broke the city, have completely broke the country, have completely disgraced the United States of America.
Oh my God. I'm just watching this as a white dude going, I get my fucking throat cut for talking this way about immigrants and refugees if I make this speech. She is fucking getting after it. And this is what I hate about white liberals a lot. They have no fucking balls to argue their fucking position when a black person is talking to them. Because again, they're so fucking racist. They either treat people like they're little children or like they're gangbangers who are going to stomp them out. It's such a presumptuous fucking racist attitude these white liberals have, this superiority complex. They won't argue with this woman on immigration. They won't argue with this woman on how she feels. If this was a white guy saying this shit, they go, you're a disgusting racist. How could you do this? This is anti blah, 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 blah. But when it's a black woman, they're like, oh, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to call the black woman out. I mean, A, we might lose some black support, and B, she might get really angry with me. I don't know what kind of temper she has. Oh, I love that she's just exposing these people for the scumbags that they are. Why is this guy wearing a Shriner's hat? This is troubling. What the fuck, dude? Dress nice.
The disgrace and for us, oh my God, what a solution. You give us a fake, black, cackling hen of a candidate.
Oh, did you just call Kamala Harris a fake, black, cackling hen? If I could call Kamala Harris a fake, black, cackling hen, I would be so happy.
With a vice president that's talking about he want to put tampons in the boys' bathroom.
Uh-oh. That's another thing where the Democrats are going to lose Mexicans and blacks. They do not play that shit, boy, and they are not like white people where they're embarrassed to say so. They'll get right up in your face and tell you. I like this.
The number one function of a president is to be the commander-in-chief. You tell me anything about a Kamala Harris that look like she can protect this country after y'all have sat up here and let it get her overridden with a bunch of illegal immigrants. Y'all have sat up here and put America's hands in all kind of wars. And you telling me a tampon man that ran from duty don't even know what his rule was. Kamala Harris, who don't know what race she is, to protect this country. The devil is alive. Y'all better.
The devil is alive. Oh, shit, honey. Take a bow. Yes. Oh, boy. She called him the tampon man? Tim Walz has to be the tampon man now. Thank you guys for paying for overtime. This was worth it.
Get some signs down. Yeah. I know that.
Woo. Woo. That was a fucking ride, boy. I'm glad we decided to do that one. Holy shit. DS with $5 says, LOL might have infected y'all. LOL, pray no Pegasus 2. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but thank you, DS. You've been very generous tonight. I appreciate it. Woo-hoo, do I like her. That mic is going to start sparking from all that spit. 09 Canyon says, I've only listened to 2 Farrakhan speeches. It was a lot of saying my ancestors are evil, but there were a few useful things too. Yeah, Hobo Chili Recipe says, say it, by any means necessary. Bring back the fruit of Islam. I like this. I like it when black people start yelling at Democrats about Malcolm X, you know some good shit's coming. Roots Calhoun, he's not a Shriner, he's a Jesus. Helgi says that dude has a mini cart parade he has to go to. Is he wearing a fucking Shriner's hat in the middle of the city council meeting in Chicago? Oh, boy. Skeezy Whitefish says, I'm hard. God damn. I know, right? She's hot and she's old. It's weird. It's, you know, the way a speech can do that to you. So Helgi says, shut up, Aaron. You're behind in chat. We are talking about Shriner go-karts now. Lose. That's what I was laughing at, you fucking dick. Sorry, I got excited. Hobo Chili says, why are we talking about go-karts? Let's do something more Aaron speed. Fat twins on mopeds. See, it's just, if you ask my opinion, it's unnecessarily mean-spirited. That's all. Unnecessarily mean-spirited on Hobo's part. But good to have you back, buddy, and the rest of the Aristococks. I appreciate it. Got a little weird there for a second, but came right back around. That's nice. All right, evening shows are done for the week. Thank you guys so much. You also got $50 into tomorrow morning. That's cool. You guys are very kind. I know you write in your chats that I'm a big, fat, sloppy-titted mess, but I know how you really mean it. Y'all my friends. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Central Time. Roots Calhoun says, don't you ever talk shit about IT again? Fix my computer, you fucking dork. All right, we'll talk to you guys again at 6 o'clock in the morning. We'll do a solo show. It's going to be lots of fun, which means I'm going to talk to you a whole bunch. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to it. Take it easy. Have a great rest of your night. See you soon.